Ayo! What is up? We're back again. Oh, I'm a little bit off center on it. We're back again because the Auburn Tigers have claimed yet another W, although technically we would still do the show even if they didn't win. But they usually win. And they have, again, secured the W in Oxford, beating the Ole Miss Rebels by a final tally of 80-71 is what I'm told. No, I'm just kidding. I was watching it too. Auburn, as you guys know, has had a mixed track record in Oxford, I think it's fair to say. So the fact that they were able to get over there and win this game is to their credit. And Auburn has had trouble in Oxford. Ole Miss is down a couple players right now, and they don't have a ton of depth. As we saw tonight, K.D. Johnson in particular, his high work rate runs around the whole game. He's like a Tasmanian devil. I don't really know how he does it. I think these other teams don't know how he does it, but he is always running them ragged, and Ole Miss just doesn't have the players, the bodies, the fitness, I guess. I mean, I'm not saying they're slobs or anything. I'm just saying they don't have enough dudes to just keep putting somebody out there in front of KD and letting him harass them all night. It's the same people, and by the time you get to the 10-minute mark of the second half, they're wore out, and he starts taking command of the game as he did tonight, although to me, Walker Kessler was the MVP tonight. 20 points, 10 boards, 7 blocks, 4 steals in 32 minutes, and he was 9 of 11 from the floor tonight. Auburn got back to some of the stuff we saw in the St. Louis game where their 1-3-1 zone, talking about Ole Miss's 1-3-1 zone, kind of loses track when you run pick-and-roll machinations. They lose track of the roller a little bit. And they get a little lazy because they're kind of watching where the ball's going off that high screen. And then Walker was able to kind of back cut and get, I think, 4 alley-oops tonight, plus another ball that was fed to him that he was able to stick in. So that was a machination we first saw in the St. Louis game about a month ago. And, wow, it really came through big time tonight. We do have some Super Chats that have already come through. Let's go ahead and get to our main screen here with the box score that you can barely see and the schedule there that you can see is now updated to reflect. Oh, dang. And first thing Jay does is screws up the score sheet there. What an absolute genius. Blake Art. Oh, hold on. Yeah, Blake Art jumped in first, as he often does, because he's on the East Coast and he's ahead of everybody. Says, I'll kick this off, baby. Walker, M.F. and Kessler. Ward M. Eagle, JGT. Appreciate you, bro. Let me give you one of these right here. Yes. We love Blake. Blake's one of our newer bunkers, but he's a damn good one. Also, Super Chat early coming through from Pocket Watch. It's one of our all-time superstars. We love him. This was a big win. Now drain time. Glad to have you, Pocket Watch. And others. We have a bunch of people in the chat tonight, of course. The Auburn Tigers rolling down that track, cruising toward the SEC season, cutting through it like a hot knife through butter. I'm just saying. These have been some tough games, honestly. The game at Alabama the other day was a tough one. The game against LSU was a tough one. And we all know what's coming up 2 games from now. Next Saturday afternoon against the Kentucky Wildcats, who absolutely curb-stomped Tennessee today. Went over 100 points, and Tennessee didn't. And Ty Washington, man, he was a formidable issue today, and I'm really looking forward to this game. I think this is going to be, Kentucky and Auburn have played a bunch of good games here in the last 5, 6, 7 years, and many of them have been satisfying to people in the Auburn world, and I think this one has a chance to go that way as well. Kentucky's an outstanding ball club, but as we saw again tonight, this is an outstanding ball club too, and Auburn's got a lot of depth. They've got a lot of studs. And, the commendations, we could go on for hours about it. In fact, we might just do that tonight. Super Chat coming through from Ben right before we got the show going. Ward M. Eagle, and happy birthday to Jude. We're going applause on that one. I'm guessing that's not a reference to Julian Lennon, but it could be. Who knows? Let's see. Oh, Chip, I was going to read out your message there, but I'm going to hold off. McLovin, what? Hold on, let me work through these. I don't want to miss anybody. B. Parham, what's up, bro? D. Lucky's in the house as well. Wow, we got some absolute studs and all-stars here on the show with us tonight. Cleveland Brown, who's a channel legend. Auburn's week kicked ass while the Bammers had a week of getting their asses kicked. Oh, man, that was rough right there. We're going to give him one of those.
Wins. Flawless victory. Fatality.
It's been a tough week. I got some of our best friends live across the street, and they're Bam Bams. Although they actually graduated from Alabama, and I know it's been kind of tough. I didn't even bring it up for them. In fact, when they were doing that stuff during the Raiders game today, where they were kind of promoting the Georgia. No, it was during the Bammer game. I let them watch the end of the Bammer game after the Raiders lost, and I even put it on mute when they were talking about Georgia winning the Natty. I'm just trying to be nice, man. I'm just trying to be nice. Okay, that's what we have to do in this world. Okay. War Eagle 0008, another channel legend. What an absolute stud. Squad, what a win. Let's get this drain on 3 a.m. beaches. Here's to your number one ranked Auburn Tigers. What am I missing about the number one thing? I'm confused, and I feel like I'm missing something. We're going to get on this. War Eagle 0008, appreciate you, bro. Thanks for being here and being part of this. Sam H., another channel legend. Look at this guy. What an absolute stud. Christian calls him the momentum killer, but how big are those late threes and jump shots from Jabari in clutch time when his team needs it the most? He did it again tonight, right? I had that written down. It was 71-67. A little bit under 3 minutes to go. Ole Miss is kind of, how they were. They were about 5 down, 6 down, 3 down. They were trying to get that last little push to pull even. Here comes Jabari down there. They actually ran a dribble penetration, kicked out to Jabari, who was wide open there at the 45-degree angle, and boom. And as you mentioned it, the assassin, Christian has been talking about that for a while now, and it's something we all see when we watch this team. Jabari's timing, just like to the whole tempo of the game, the whole flow of the game, he just knows when to assert himself. And it's unbelievable that a kid that young and that relatively inexperienced knows exactly when to put his foot down. It's crazy. It's just insane like that. McLovin AU jumps in with the old school picture of Chuck Barkley back when he was at Auburn. Says, love this team and love the brain drain. War Damn Eagle. Let's give an applause for that one. Thank you, McLovin. Appreciate you for jumping in and supporting the channel and the show. I don't remember you being around too much, but we are glad to have you. I'll tell you that. And I look at you right now the way that Chuck's looking at that piece of pizza. I'll tell you that. Thank you very much for jumping in, yo. Jackson 3, as we all know, we call him the giraffe. Huge win, believe, Bardstown celebration. Whoa, bro and dad. New to the brain drain tonight. Shout out. Thanks, Commodore Jackson 3, my man, who was very generous for our Bunker Bourbon event that was held in early December. He basically gave us a bottle of 1792 aged 12 years. What an absolute legend. And, yeah, we love him. The Bunker is just full of cool people that help out. And, by the way, we will talk about this a little bit later, but Hornatius has been under the weather a bit. Hornatius, as you guys know, he should be in the Channel Legends. He's certainly a Bunker legend. He was under the weather last week. He's feeling better now. I asked the Bunker for prayers on his behalf, although he didn't tell me about that. Didn't tell me to do that or whatever. But anyway, always appreciate it if you're praying. If you're in the praying type, in the praying mood for Hornatius and his family. He's doing better, but anyway. Let's see what else we got. Hickadoola's in the house. Kessler seemed afraid of foul trouble in the first half. He admitted that on the show, didn't he? On the radio postgame. He said he didn't want to foul in the first half. I think it was a little bit of those last two games, right? The Florida game, he got in foul trouble early. And then the Bammer game, he got in trouble early. And it forces them to play a lot more shifts with 44, with Dylan Cardwell, who actually, and I wrote this in my piece, it's on the front page of auburnsports.com, the game wrap. He is a really good role player now. He brings a lot of intensity. His foul rate is down. His rebounding rate is up. And his turnover rate is, like, way down. I mean, if you remember last year, his hands were, like, made of stone. He was just loose and easy and bad with the ball. He pays so much more attention to that now. And so he gives you good defense, good rebounding, and he doesn't screw up. Like, he ain't going to be Walker Kessler, but he's a great guy to kind of bridge the gap when Walker's having foul trouble or needs a break. I think he's huge. I think he's just absolutely huge. Mobile alum in the house says, let's freaking go. That's what I love to see. Things you love to see. Leif B in the house, our friend who is an Ole Miss fan, although he's married to an Arkansas girl. And Arkansas had a reason to cheer tonight. They finally got off the schneid with a win. They were having some trouble. Terrence was saying Baylor and UCLA. Baylor lost again today, so that's two. That's back-to-back for Baylor. And UCLA lost this past week. UCLA's down, although it's early right now. Yes, they lost to Oregon. Mobile alum, my goodness. So we'll take a look and talk a little bit about that. Auburn is definitely moving to number 2. I have a sneaky suspicion that Gonzaga will stay ahead of Auburn, but, we'll see what's going on with that. Let's see. Fat Crack jumped in with a super chat as well. Fat Crack, of course, legend. You guys know what I'm talking about. JGT, thanks as always, sir. This team is just relentless. Unbelievable always. Anyways, hunkering down for some winter weather up here in Madison. I've been hearing about that. Auburn basketball had to get the heck out of town like in a hurry. They took a plane from Auburn to Oxford on Friday afternoon, and they're actually going to bus back because they either weren't able to get out of the airport or they felt like that was going to be a risk that they didn't need to take. So they're going to go ahead and ride back. So they're on their way back right now. Anyway, those of you who live a little bit north of Birmingham, I know there's going to be some winter weather coming through, and hoping for the best for you guys down here in Montgomery. It's not. I don't think we're going to be seeing anything like that. Keeping him eligible is with me on Dylan. I think a lot of him. I mean, he's not a star, but he's carved out a niche, and it's an important niche for this team. Leif B says, not going to lie, I wasn't really watching. And when I did, I was just drooling thinking about the Thunder drafting Jabari. Oh, man. As a new Thunder fan, I was pretty fired up about that idea. I would love to see Jabari playing for the good guys. Him and Josh Giddey, Baisley, Shea. That'd be a nice little cluster of stars. I like it. Jackson S. jumps in. How could we not be ranked number 1? Have way more quad 1 wins than the Zags and also one less loss. Warnham Eagle, you're thinking too much about this. Remember, in the AP poll, it's a bunch of goober writers like myself, so I don't know as though they'll make the right choice. But we know who the number 1 team is. According to AuburnSports.com, it's the Auburn Tigers. There's no doubt about it. Look at this Mobile alum. I mean, melting our brains, as is customary. Drops a hundo, and she's fired up because her Auburn Tigers are on a hot streak right now, and there's no signs of slowing down, although Kentucky will be a very formidable opponent. Full applause for that one. Thank you so much, Gal. I was almost going to say her name, but I'm not going to. I don't want you not doing that. I also want to give a DJ Airhorn. I think Canoe Man would be behind that for sure. But that was a little bit too loud. Sorry, guys. But, hey, man, I get excited. For sure. Thank you. Appreciate you so much. Corey Dubb in the house as well. What an absolute stud this guy is. He's the prime minister of Montgomery. He says, is there a more complete team out there right now, more than deserving of the number 1 ranking? Let's go, JG. I'm ranked number 1 in the JG rankings. I'm the greatest JG around. Somebody asked me earlier what I'm drinking. I do have... Where's my glass? Here we go. Commodore. I was drinking in my old Soul glass earlier. The Commodore glass, of course. The newest glass, we finally got it put where it needed to be. Why not AU? Just got his glass this week. He should have gotten it like a month and a half ago, but we were able to track it down and get it to him. Fired up about that. Tonight I'm drinking Blue Note. Crossroads is their newest offering. I think it's 3 or 4 years. It's not a real super complex bourbon, but I think it's a tasty drinker in like the 30 range. And also, you guys know how I feel about Ole Miss in general. I think we all kind of feel the same way about Ole Miss. We like Ole Miss unless we're playing Ole Miss. And our friends are probably crying some Blue Notes tonight over that. So it's just kind of an homage to Ole Miss losing. And also, Ole Miss is, they got the... Wow. D Lucky, I'll be right back to you, bro. And also Ravine. Patrick D just dropped one of these. He a Mobile alum. Unbelievable, man. They have been so incredibly supportive of the show. Yes. I mentioned Why Not AU. That's Patrick D, and he did get his glass this week, which he very, very much deserves. He deserves more than that. He deserves a golden glass, like a gilded glass. That Blue Note. Patrick D, thank you, man. You've been so supportive. You and Mobile alum 1991 and Stephen P have been insane. And lots of other folks, too. Pocket Watch. I mean, dude, I got the list of the channel legends. You know what I'm talking about. Ravine as well. Jumping in with a super chat. Ravine is on the show every single time. What an absolute stud this guy is. Called in by proxy once or twice. Called in himself once. and gave us some great intel years ago on some building projects that were going on campus. Says JG, I was at the game tonight in Oxford, disappointed in first half defense. I can understand that. I think they gave up 40 in the first half, 27 in the second half. My math's not perfect. I'm a sports writer after all. But way to hold it together when we were down and make adjustments in the second half. Drink up, Wardham Eagle, and Bama lost. Alabama did lose in Starkville today as they put on their baseline, Stark Vegas. And speaking of that, I do have a new graphic, which looks a lot like the current graphic of the standings. And I probably need to make that look a little prettier, but we'll work with what we got right now. The Auburn Tigers, of course, leading the conference now, 5-0 in conference play. Somehow the Aggies are 4-0. I have not looked at their schedule, but I would imagine it hasn't been too tough. And I know that they're hosting Kentucky on Tuesday or Wednesday, so that's going to be a midweek showdown right there with implications for Auburn because, again, Kentucky is coming to the arena next Saturday at 12:30 Central. Ravine, what an absolute legend you are, bro. D. Lucky, who's an all-timer. He's on the Mount Rushmore. We know this. Representing the municipality of Madison, Alabama. Not Huntsville. Not even Huntsville area. Madison, Alabama. Says positive vibes and prayers for Hornatius. D's are 13 and DQ Style. Hopefully they enjoyed tonight, Wardham Eagle, and book ya hotels. That's good advice. It is going to be, the Final Four is going to be in New Orleans, so you may want to consider that. I'm not telling you guys it's going to happen. As we've talked about much on the stream, previous streams, March is about matchups, and it's about who you match up with and grinding out those wins. It's a little bit different. Let's see. Joey D says Gonzaga lost to Bammers in Seattle earlier in the year. We beat Bammers on the road, so there is some comparison for poll voters. Interesting idea. I don't know, sometimes I wonder if how deep these writers go into this kind of stuff. You know what I'm saying? If they sit there and really think about it to that degree. Because when I was voting, I didn't necessarily do that. But, it happens sometimes. Again, Patrick D. What is this guy? I mean, unbelievable. And there are rumors. And there's an underground website called bunkerrumors.com. There are some rumors that Patrick D. may be around one of these home games coming up soon. I am very much looking forward to hanging out with him. We got a lot of great eyewitness reports, people who hung out and partied with him at Penn State. I was not able to make that trip, but those days are coming. Not me in Penn State, I'm just saying hanging out with Patrick D. Let's see. Real Deal jumps in. A man also representing the municipality. I'm not 100% sure if he's Huntsville or Madison, but he is definitely up in that northern Alabama area, so you better keep care. And also, he's married to a very, very bright girl, which I like. If you guys are married to dumb girls, that's cool. I don't have a problem with that, but I'm just saying his wife's very, very bright, and I like that. My wife is too. Long time, JG. It has been a minute. I saw you this summer, though. The new baby has slowed me down. Congratulations on that, yo. When I met you and your wife, she was just merely pregnant. Now it's slowed you down the last 2 months. Thanks for keeping me updated on our Tigers. I'll throw it up for Real Deal and Mrs. Real Deal. And Little Deal, who will someday be a bigger deal. What a stud. That guy's a legend. He watched me eat a Frito pie out of that very hat. That's my... That's the Trash Panda's hat, my man. And I ate a Frito pie out of this sumbitch. I did not eat all of it, though. There was no way I could do it. Jackson Jr. jumps in. He's actually senior to 3. I like that. This team is tenacious. Celebrating with Weller. That sounds delicious. We love Weller now. Weller, of course, a product of the Buffalo Trace Distillery in Frankfort, Kentucky. A place that we all would love to hang out and spend the rest of our lives if we could do that and just drink bourbon all day. Mobile alum, somebody who I don't know if she would like to hang out and drink bourbon all day, but I know she would party, says, these super chats are my deposit for the upcoming Lower Alabama Brain Drain and watch party. Whew, I don't know about a watch party. I was thinking more like a rundown taping, similar to what we did before, where we have like me and Jay Head, who's an absolute legend. You guys know Jay Head. And other bunker luminaries Maybe we get Reese back. I don't know. Maybe DJ comes and hangs out again. Who knows? You never know what's going to happen. Dad of 3 girls says, I need to meet you to get my glass. Dad of 3 girls, of course, is now current. He may be the only person who I'm still owing a glass to, but he's local to me. He lives like just a couple miles away from me. I just haven't been able to, get over there. I meant to. I haven't. Here's the deal. I'll tell you the honest truth. I have it wrapped up in a bag. Actually, my wife did it. And it's in my car, and I always aim to go by that place where you probably would guess where I would drop it. You know what I mean? And I just hadn't done it yet. So that ain't on you. That's on me. Leif B says, as an Ole Miss fan, I'm pretty apathetic towards basketball. Feels like the last days of Rod Barnes. I mean, we all loved Rod Barnes, but it didn't end super well. I hate to hear that. AU Storm 20 in the house. Who familiarized the phrase when we had the show, let's see, for the Florida game, right? No, was it Bama? No, it was the Florida game. No, it was Alabama. Hell, I don't remember. He said we got some dudes when he called in, and everybody was like, yes, we like that phrase because it's accurate. Terrence says, Bama basketball fans are pretty smart, though. If our players threw up as many bricks as Bama does, I'd show up to the games with a hard hat, too. Now, that's funny. That's funny right there. I kind of like the hard hat, but I kind of think it's funny too. Joe Winter, Joe Dub says, new to the drain, long-time AU, War Damn Eagle. Appreciate you jumping in and tuning in, bro. This is a crazy show. We have a lot of fun, a lot of talk, and a lot of good folks, man. A lot of good behavior too, which is what I love about it. Not a lot of. Remember, we occasionally would get some bad apples, but not as much anymore. It seems like they kind of got bored and disappeared. Right around the time Gustav got run. We were live when that happened. There's no doubt. I kind of like it down in Orlando. Me and Christy, we got some Waffle Houses down there. AU Storm 20 says, why not AU is the best DJ I have ever been around. I cannot wait, man. I hope there's a situation where I can watch this go down. Yeah, Bryce G jumps in with a super chat as well. JG hoping Bari, a.k.a. Jabari, goes number 1 to Oklahoma City so I can take the short drive up from Shepherd AFB to see him on a regular basis. Are you orange and blue? Because we had a dude that called in, I think it was last football season, who was down there. And it was talking about, not necessarily the Oklahoma City Thunder, but was talking about living there and stuff. Surely we don't have 2 people on the bunker at the same AFB, right? I mean, like, you could imagine if it was close to Auburn, but that's a long way from Auburn. Let's see. Matt K says Patrick D for NIL deals. I'm not going to speak for him, but I strongly suggest that he would probably get involved with that too. Chip says he's the real deal. Who cares where he's from? D Lucky, speaking on behalf of the real deal, says he is Huntsville. We only allow him in Madison for baseball games. Does he have to have a passport for that, bro? I would think that he would need one. I'm just teasing, man. I like people from both Huntsville and Madison. There's great people in both spots. Because, Huntsville Tigers over in Huntsville, D. Lucky and Easterwood are in Madison, and we just got some good folks, man. Austin M. jumps in and says, when a team is shooting as good as Ole Miss in the first half, it's hard to guard that. What was nice was seeing how they settled in and responded, talking about the Auburn Tigers. Champion-level performance. I don't know about champion-level performance. I don't really know what that means, but I think I know what you're getting at, which is that when things are going poorly on the road, man, it takes some real intestinal fortitude, right, to kind of understand that you've got to be, and Walker was talking about this after the game, you've got to tighten up. You got to get tighter as a team or they'll just blow you apart, and I think they always do that, right? When they were getting kind of run, I mean, Ole Miss was knocking Auburn around there a pretty good amount in the first half tonight. I think the lead got to, 14-ish? 16-ish, somewhere in that range. And Auburn had a nice little rally there to finish out the first half. The second half was pretty tight. So you're right about that. You just got to respond, and this team does it. I think there's just so many dudes, as AU Storm 20 has mentioned, there's just so many dudes who can contribute. I mean, Jabari's a great shooter. KD just gives it hell all the time. He's a high work rate guy, so he's always going on offense. He's always going on defense. He's like indefatigable. And he really brings it. Tonight, KD, I thought, was good on the scoring end, particularly in transition, but he was insane on defense. And Ole Miss just doesn't have the depth to deal with him. I mean, you just get wore down. He wears you down. And you got to have other dudes, and they don't have it. Some teams do. Ole Miss doesn't right now. They're missing 2 players. Austin, I appreciate you jumping in, bro. Let's see. Dave B says, thanks for this drain tonight. I'm calling in, bro. Shit, I didn't even turn on the Skype yet. Here, I'll get to that in just a second. Stu Pub jumping in. Oh, Real Deal says, little deal, LOL. JG, you tore that Frito hat up. I actually did tear the hat up because I threw it at our friend in play, of course. Stu Pup, who keeps the streak alive, and he's unbelievable. Stu Pup, of course, one of our channel legends. Walker gets a ton of love, as he should, but the most improved portion of this team is the backcourt's defense. They do a great job of funneling to Walker Kessler. Great point. There were a couple times tonight where Ole Miss would run a penetration to the weak side, and I felt like the guards would just kind of trail. It was like a trail technique, which would work in football defensive back play, but not necessarily as well in basketball. And then Walker would just kind of transition from strong side to weak side and just swat it. Like, he's just so good at blocking shots, affecting shots. And it's like the guards know what time it is. Like, I'm going to let this guy go. Walker's going to stuff his ass. And by the time Walker's ready to outlet, I'll be here. Zepp will be, right at the three-point line, and we're good to go. We got something going already. You're right about that, Stu Pup. They kind of understand how it works. Now, sometimes it doesn't work that well, and they've got to stay back in defensive rebound, but tonight it really wasn't that big of a deal. Ole Miss was doing a better job rebounding, particularly in the first half. They were better than Auburn, but it evened up nicely. I think Ole Miss ended up +5 on the rebounding tally, but it was a lot closer in the second half, and I think that made a difference. Eric L. asks, what's more likely, KD scores 20 in the first half or gets a tech against the dog? Hey, why not both? Christian and I have been joking on the rundown about how this is a game that KD is just like living for, right? He is ready to absolutely teabag Georgia, and he is definitely in form. He's playing his best basketball right now, so he is going to be a problem. What's more likely? I would say a technical is probably more likely. I think KD is more of a 20-point overall guy rather than a 20-point and a half, but I cannot wait to see the way that he plays against Georgia. Of course, he played there his freshman year. And I don't necessarily think he hates Georgia or anything, but it's time to show out. Patrick D says, love my glass, especially the fact Doc Dumpster used it first in a BP shitter. Hold Doc. Solo Tigre says, JGT, your Frito chili pie was a callback to the Huntsville Stars when they served ice cream in the mini MLB helmets. We still have a small collection of them at my folks' house. Very cool. I'm glad to know that. I was very fortunate to get the bougie treatment when I went to the game because the Easterwoods, not bro, but just Easterwood and his wife, Ms. Easterwood, were able to get us into the high roller section, which Real Deal and his wife were in, and D Lucky was in as well. And who else? Was there anybody else there with us? I think, 1 Second was with us too, and his son. What legends, man. Let's see. Jeremy says the only thing that looks better than Auburn basketball is your hair right now. That's what I'm talking about. Yes. Right. I'm getting ready for we're going to go really light in the summer. I'm telling you that. I've already warned my wife. She doesn't want me to do it, but I'm going to do it because I can. I'm going to be 50 this summer, y'all. For reals. Ruxy Poo's in the house. Holy cow. Wow, it's a big show, man. Our team was too good to fall to the Ole Miss B-ball curse. Hey, that is a good point, though, Ruxy. Auburn has had a lot of trouble at Ole Miss in particular. Ole Miss in general just kind of gives Auburn trouble. Mobile alum 1991 doing it again. Dropping the heavy lumber tonight. Wow. Thank you, young lady. Appreciate you. Auburn has had particular trouble in Oxford, and then remember in the 2019 season, which was Auburn's Final Four year, man, they played great for the most part. Early in the year, they had a bad game against NC State, but other than that, they were pretty good. Went to Ole Miss in the conference season opener, and just took one, Got spanked on the booty, and that team ended up being terrific, but it was kind of like, eesh. And then Auburn went over there tonight and really took care of business. Brad E. jumping in. Kermit sipping tea.gif. Making fun, of course, Kermit the Frog, a.k.a. Kermit Davis. the head coach at Ole Miss. He was sipping some. Well, I don't want to get into that. I'll get myself in trouble and get banned off of YouTube if I go too far with that. Look at this Real Deal, proving to us that he is not proletariat. He was definitely bourgeoisie. He says, I tried me some Pappy 15-year for New Year's. What? CDF in the house. Look at this guy. This is our number one dude from Texas. You might know him as Duff Diver. Love this squad. Where are we naming the arena after Bruce? I love the idea of Bruce. Like, I'm not joking when I say this, though. It might be about time. Like, seriously. What more does Bruce have to accomplish in the context of Auburn basketball to get something like that, right? Whether it be a lifetime contract, whether it be naming the arena after him. He would probably insist it be called the Pearl family, blah, blah, blah. I can guarantee it. But whatever. Call Me Biscuit says, where has our friend Jazzy Joe been the last year? You know, I texted with Jazzy probably 2 months ago. You know, he kind of goes out on these trips, and he'll text me like a picture of where he's at and stuff, but I haven't heard him as much. I know he's been pretty active on our friends, the War Rapport, on their show. I know Corey's pretty big over there, and there's some other folks, too. We love the War Rapport. I was texting with Mike G yesterday, I think. Maybe the day before. And, of course, we think a lot of those guys. Jackson 3 jumping in again. Thanks, CDF. I appreciate you, bro. Y'all give Jackson Jr. crap. My dad, he refuses to join the bunker. Why would you do that? Why don't you just join? It's fun. So lame. Also puts cherries in his bourbon. Hold on. Before I shit on him, I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do it. Someone whose opinion I very much respect, puts a little bit of cherry juice in some of the bourbons. I have not done it myself because I feel like that is cheating on the brown water. However, the fact that he would do that makes me think that maybe that's something that needs to be done. Just saying. Blake R. says, Jazzy Joe been loyal to the War Report. Hey, listen, I'm loyal to him too. We sponsor them and we love them. But he can also love us too. I don't see why you have to split it up like that, but it's all good. Brad E. mentioned the passport between Huntsville and Madison is pretty good. Matt K says Bruce took the frog gig to Cornet tonight. How about that? Patrick D. Mentioning that he gives academic scholarships to engineering. Not a fan of the athletic department. Those of you who have been on the show for a while know that Pat D. Has got some very strong opinions, logical and reasonable opinions, in my opinion, about the way things are run at Auburn. He was particularly not fond of the way things were going under Gustav. However, I think he sees some light, or he thinks he sees some light at the end of the tunnel with Harsin. So that's good. This last season, of course, ended poorly for the football team. But anyway, they got time. Patrick D notes that Ole Miss was 100% from the free throw line. They were. I was amazed by that. 15 of 15. That's pretty good. Not a lot of room for improvement there. Crocky Poo in the house. Everybody giving Crocky Poo the what's ups, as they should, because Crocky Poo's a stud. Mobile alum again. I mentioned this earlier, just kind of in passing. But what does this? Is she not an absolute legend or what? Okay, tonight's the night you call your Ole Miss buds again. That was some of the funniest things ever on the drain. So I'm trying to listen. This is no joke, man. I have a tendency, for those of you who are new to the show, I tend to get really loaded for the Ole Miss games. I don't know why. I got basically blackout drunk for the Ole Miss football game, like 3 years ago, and then this year I think I was I wasn't blackout drunk, but I was pretty lit. I was on the phone with them asking them a bunch of dumb shit. I don't know what I was doing. The Real Deal's in the house. Enjoy the wins, fellas. We are better than we were in 2019. We're going all the way in 2022. I love the positivity, bro. We got a positivity. Do we have a positivity sound on here somewhere? We don't. Well, we should. Why don't we? Oh, you think we could play that? Okay, we'll play that one.
This song is called Tom Sawyer, and it is about a magical, amazing, and inspired person who lifts the spirits of everyone around him by the very nature of who he is.
Yes, that is from the, I don't know, I don't even remember the name of that show, but I remember that scene. It was really awesome. Let's see, Brian B. says he's sipping on Rowan's Creek. Now, I'm going to tell you something. I absolutely loathe Rowan's Creek. I just think it tastes like bathwater. And you're asking me, JG, why do you know what bathwater sounds like? Tastes like. I don't want to get into that. Blake D in the house says, Ward M. Eagle, love my Auburn family. Thanks, JG, and another great game for our Tigers to withstand Ole Miss's best shot with our intensity and second-half defense. Good stuff. Yeah, absolutely. You better get used to this, though. Not you specifically, but Auburn folks, because Auburn is the hunted now. Okay, guys? They're going to be number 1 or number 2 in this next poll. They are now the hunted, absolutely, and everybody's going to be giving them their best shot. I think a lot of these teams in the SEC, the bottom half, aren't going to be able to hang. But the top half of the SEC, if you're looking over here at the standings, I don't know what to make of A&M yet. But Kentucky, if you're playing at Mississippi State, LSU is going to be a problem. And I still think Arkansas's got untapped potential. I know they're playing poorly right now. They did get a win today, but they had lost 5 out of 6 prior to that. I don't know what's going on with them. I feel like they're better than that. Tennessee is a team, and Alabama too, that I think can cause some problems. Ole Miss, Florida, South Carolina, Missouri, and Georgia, I'm not as worried about at this point. Sam H says, ha ha ha, call the Rebel Groves and ask them about girls they used to poke. There's no way they're on live right now, right? No way. In fact, I know Neil went with his son to the game tonight, like as a fan. Not as a Ole Miss fan, but he was just going to, his son really wanted to see Jabari for the reasons Leif and I were talking about earlier, that we think the Thunder might be able to pick up Jabari in the draft. Matt K says, put a poo behind my name. What? Hey, you Taxman with a point there. That Ole Miss zone is tough. It's like a 1-3-1 zone. You don't see that very much. Don't understand why it took us 18 minutes to start attacking it. Let me tell you this. So if you look at the first 5 possessions of this game, way back when it was like, 4-2 or whatever, I thought Auburn ran great stuff against the 1-3-1. And I know that they had it because I was at practice Thursday, and without getting into too much detail, they were running some stuff they had specifically drawn up during the summer and into the fall to beat a 1-3-1. The kind of pressurized 1-3-1 that Ole Miss runs. You don't see it from anybody else. Ole Miss will just kind of ride or die with it. Other teams will kind of use it to kind of throw you off kilter a little bit, but Ole Miss rolls with it. The first 3 or 4 possessions, maybe 5, were really good. I thought the execution was great. The way they beat the pressure on the far end of the court, and then it kind of got it going, and always found somebody wide open with a skip pass. It did kind of slide after that. And it took them a little while to kind of get back going. I just think for Auburn, it's a matter of mentality. You have to change the way that you attack a zone versus man. They see man 98% of the time, and so it just takes a little while. Taylor J wants me to open the phone line. I still got some stuff I got to get to, bro. Chris A says, how about a bourbon tasting event in South AL? We are definitely, as Mobile alum 1991 mentioned earlier, we are going to have an LA or Lower Alabama show at Voodoo at some point in the relatively near future. My goal is to have that during the basketball season. And at that point, we can definitely drink some bourbons down there. They actually have some bourbons for sale at that Voodoo location. They have a full bar there. So there you go. AU Storm is a big fan of a lifetime contract for BP. Caddy Wampus, channel legend, says, I love the brain drain. Caddy Wampus, we love you, bro. I don't have a great soundbite for that, for how much I like you.
Don't be too proud of this technological terror you've constructed.
Well, that isn't really appropriate, but I wanted to play it anyway. So, Caddy Wampus, I appreciate you, bro. We got some people drinking George T. Stagg out there. Like, wow, that's hot. Hope you guys put a little bit of water in that. Stagg Jr. absolutely melted my brain the last time I drank it 6 months ago. Abby Laker in the house. Someone who was, some people in the bunker don't love Abby Laker. I don't have a problem with him personally. Says, cheers to my man, Jay Barker. Jay Barker, the former Alabama quarterback, was incarcerated today. He was arrested and put in jail today for, and I'm not trying to put words in anybody's mouth. I read the story in the Tennessean for domestic violence. He was on a domestic violence hold or something. So I don't know what the specifics are of that, and I don't really care that much, but anyway, he's in a little bit of trouble. Brad E. jumps in with a super chat there. Real deal. Ms. Easterwood said, your passport to Madison is revoked since you haven't come over. Uh-oh. I'm going to give an applause on that one because if he wants to talk smack about Madison, I mean, if I'm having to pick, I'm probably going to side with Madison in this dispute. I'm just telling you the truth. Although I would, if it was all the way around the state, I'd have to pledge my fidelity to Mobile. Where Chip Chip is from. For Kessler's dong, Wait, what? Wait, what? What? AU needs to install a mother of pearl / stormtrooper white colored floor at Auburn Arena, the Pearl at Auburn Arena. You know, it would be cool to have kind of an alternate floor, though. Like you could just use sometimes. Nothing ugly like what Oregon had when it was like in the trees or whatever it was 2 or 3 years ago. It was hideous. But you could do something kind of cool with like maybe a pine colored inside of the 3 and then maybe like a white outside of the 3 or something like that. I don't know. I'm just thinking out loud here, Chip. Appreciate that. Terrence says, JG, you need to be consistent. Get blasted for every game. Brian wants to know what I'm drinking. I'm drinking the Blue Note Crossroads tonight. I generally don't drink Tennessee bourbon or whiskey, but this stuff, I like their stuff. Now I like their 7-year, or is it 9-year? I can't remember which one it is. You don't see it as much anymore. I used to see it on the shelves all the time, and then they have this and the Juke Joint, which are like, not as old, a little younger, a little greener, but a lot. They're also cheaper. Tastes pretty good. I like Blue Note. They're out of Memphis, and again, I don't love Tennessee stuff, but this one I'll make an exception for that one. I feel like a stranger's in the house. Is what's up? Word. Kessler was the absolute man tonight. Yeah, he really, really was. Again, 20 points, 10 boards, 7 blocks, and 4 steals. I mean, I don't know what to tell you about that. That guy's an absolute stud. Jackson Jr., who is actually the senior, says, I'm now sipping some Henry McKenna 10-year. That's delicious stuff. I'm drinking to you joining the bunker. So there you go. War Eagle 0008 says, wake Neil up. Do we really want to get Neil on the horn? What's the point of that? I don't think he cares that much about basketball. Corey Dubb in the house. He's the Prime Minister of Montgomery, as I mentioned earlier. How many games in a row has Auburn had more fouls than our opponent? Is that from a lack of attacking the rim? Hey, good point. I'm going to have to get back to you on that. I mean, we could kind of go through these stats on here, but it would take me a minute. I think that Auburn should attack the rim a little bit more because particularly I think KAD is really good at that. I think Zepp's pretty good at that. I don't know that Wendell's great at that. Let me see where Auburn shows up on this particular stat. So on KenPom here, actually, let me switch over here and we can kind of look at this together. Okay, that's the old Synergy. We're going to go through the new Synergy in here in a minute, but I'm going to pull over the, whoa, you say, JG, god dang, man. Does it have to be that big? That's what she said. Okay, so over here in the left-hand column, we can see FTA/FGA, which kind of gives you an idea of free throws attempted per shot. And you can see Auburn's 192, which is like, I don't know, like bottom 40% or something like that. Auburn's not, they don't really attack the rim as much. And part of that's because they have shooters. Wen's a great shooter. Jabari's a great shooter. Actually, Jabari's an elite shooter. Al, to me, is probably not an elite shooter, but he's a good shooter. Zepp he's okay. Who else we got? Walker's not very good. Devin's not very good. Dylan's not very good. I don't know. They have some shooters. They don't attack the rim as much. To me, I think a lot of times, Corey, people try to say that that's a function of poor officiating. Not that you're saying that, but other people do. For instance, Ole Miss didn't have a single foul tonight. I think they got their first foul called in like 4 minutes to go in the first half, and you're thinking to yourself, what the hell? How does that happen? It's because they play a 1-3-1, man. They're not up on you. They're playing kind of it's a different defensive paradigm, so they're not as prone to fouls. In fact, they're not prone to fouls, period. The only way they're going to foul you is if they reach for a rebound, and they were being disciplined about that tonight. Abby Laker says, cheers to Sarah Evans. Hope it was worth it. I don't know about that one, man. I don't know.
Sometimes it may be good, sometimes it may be shit.
Abby Laker. Sometimes it's funny, and sometimes I don't know, man. It's kind of iffy. Chip says, I like Neil McCready. He did work for years on Mobile Radio. It's how I found JGT. That's right. I was on his show. I thought he did a great show down there. He had Don. He worked with Don for a while, Don Hawes, who's an absolute stud. He also worked with Taylor, who now calls games for ESPN, who's a stud too. So, I mean, he had some really good folks he was working with. Auburn RN jumps in with a super chat. Look at this one. That's a big daddy, too. Wow. Appreciate you, yo. Auburn RN. Sorry for your Raiders tonight, JG. Uh-oh, we got to give one of these for that one. But Daniel Carlson has a leg of gold. That's right, second team All-Pro, baby, behind only Justin Tucker. And honestly, as much as I love Daniel, Justin Tucker, he did hit like a 66-yard field goal this year. And he hit like everything. He's awesome. He's a Hall of Famer. Next Saturday is biggest home game in basketball program history. Whoa. Is that true? I hadn't really got into that. It's possible. Also, Crocky Poo, thank you for your basketball insight in the bunker. Number 1 in the country. Let that sink in. That's right. Crocky Poo puts up a lot of stuff in the bunker about basketball. He's a insanely devoted to Auburn basketball, and we love Crocky Poo. You guys know that. Auburn RN, appreciate you, yo. What an absolute stud. Or studette. I think you're a stud, though. Let's see. Oh, whoa. Pipe Layer Nick says, camera angle. We love Pipe Layer Nick. Camera angle in Ole Miss Arena is god-awful. Yeah, it's off-center, isn't it? It's like basically 2/3 of the way down on one end of the court, and the lighting's kind of bad. What's weird, Pipe Layer Nick, and you haven't been there. Obviously, you live a long way away. It's a really cool arena to be in, though. I know it doesn't look very good on TV, but it looks great to be in it. And it's basically connected to the football stadium, and so you have this big-ass parking structure. It's real easy to get in and out of. It's a really nice arena. It reminds me of Auburn's, honestly. It's about the same size, and it feels kind of like Auburn's when you're in it. So it's actually awesome, and it's pretty new. But I agree that the television angle is dog shit today. Glad to see you, bro. Appreciate you. Patrick D says, Coach Corn is on the run. I don't even know what that means, but it just made me laugh. I don't know. Easterwood jumps in again with another super chat. Eric E, i.e. the Easterwood Jr., says Eric E is a fake Easterwood. I don't know if that's true, East. I think that he is an actual Easterwood. He's just not the Easterwood. Real Deal says he scored himself a bottle of Willet. Are you talking about the Willet pot still? It's good stuff. Also, if you ever go up to Kentucky and you want to take a bourbon tour, definitely do Willet. It's in Bardstown. You will be absolutely shocked at how small the Willet operation is. Like, it's not big. There's like a dude who's like the distiller, and he's like there. And you can say sup. I mean, it's really kind of a small operation. And you think about it being really big because everybody does that. Cody Reddy says, JGT, what's your opinion on some Clyde Mace? I'm drinking it tonight. We had a tasting event up at my local bar about a year ago. Nah, it was right before COVID, so it was probably 2 years ago. Shit, God, the years are getting away from us, aren't they? And I was not impressed with it. However, my man Cuz, who lives across the street, he got one of those, it's like 12-year or 13-year. It looks like it has a wood panel on the front, if you know what I'm talking about. That was really good. Now, I thought that tasted really good. The other stuff with the red label and down, I didn't think much of it, but the wood label is good. And there's one that's even older than that I'm assuming is good. The problem with that is that Clyde Mays, the wood-paneled one, is like $150. And to me, it is a good bourbon, but you could probably find a bourbon that's that good that's like $50, $60, $70. So I don't necessarily love it. That's just kind of how I feel about it. I mean, I'm not too bougie. Let's see. AU Texman said there's 2 minutes to go. I don't know exactly what he's talking about. Alpha Tiger in the house. What up, bro? Captain Eagle Fly Good. Man, said Ned McGreefy is really good on the podcast and really annoying on the tweeter. I'm going to tell you this, Captain Eagle Flygood. You're not alone in that opinion. I'm not going to say who agrees with you and who doesn't, just because he's a friend of mine. Cast DL3 says, JGT occasionally, could we do a bourbon Raz on one of the boards? I need a little bit more direction on that. What do you mean by a bourbon Raz? I don't know what that means. I'm always open to bourbon stuff, just in a general sense. So elaborate in the chat, and I will do my best to kind of explain what's going on. Chris A says, what makes this team special is how a different person steps up every game. KD versus Florida, Jabari against Tuscaloosa, and Kessler tonight. Just tell Cambridge not to shoot anymore. Oh, my goodness. Dave B says, you taking calls out? I am. I just haven't gotten there yet. I'm still working my way through here. All these super chats and all these great chat folks. Chris M jumps in. That is not to be mistaken with Austin M. Different group, totally. Hey, JG, didn't know there was a Drano this evening. Love 2 straight double Eagles this week. Looking forward to more. It was a good week to be an Auburn person. I'll tell you that. What's this? Brad E says I've gotten extra Peloton points for Neil. I don't even know what that means, but I'm intrigued. Do you like he says, damn, had to step away, just catching up. Are we measuring our bourbon dongs tonight? Whoa, buddy. Big Gap 78 says shout out to JG Ward Amigo. Appreciate you. I haven't noticed you, Big G, Big Gap. If you're new to the show, we love you, bro. If not, I'm sorry I missed you. But like the football games, we would sit here and hang out for like 6 hours. I feel like I would have seen you. Canoe Man says, do Willett and Buffalo Trace for certain if you're talking about bourbon trips. Yeah, I think that Willett is terrific. I have been to Buffalo Trace and I wasn't blown away by it, but I'm also somebody who thinks that like, I think Blanton's is good. There's a lot of people out there who treat Blanton's like it's like the nectar of the gods, and I just don't think so. Same thing for Eagle Rare. There's people in my bourbon group on Facebook that are like, guys, I got a bottle of Eagle Rare. I got a bottle of Buffalo Trace. And it's like, okay. I mean, if you're telling me you got a bottle of, 15-year Pappy, well, that's pretty damn good. But, I mean, if you got a bottle of Buffalo Trace, like, who cares? I mean, that's just basic stuff. War Eagle 0008 says, Clyde Mays is not for me. Too sweet. The sweet wasn't what really hit me. It was the piss. Pipe Layer Nick jumps in with some bourbon knowledge and says, Willett Distillery was my favorite. My man. Bro, when I was there, they were like, hey, man. So, like, the way it starts is there's, like, a sour mash. It's in a big old tub. I mean, a big-ass tub, like the size of this room. And the old girl that was giving us a tour was like, hey, man, just put your hand in there and you can taste it if you want. I was like, you want me to put my hand in here right now? And she said, hell yeah. Okay. Scooped it up, put it in my mouth. Tastes like ass. It's terrible. Alpha Tiger 08 says, have we thanked Gary tonight for jinxing Kessler? We got to give him a laugh for that one. Of course, Gary said that Kessler would never come to Auburn. No chance. And ever since Walker came to Auburn, he has disappeared. He ain't even there. Hornatius says, have you ever been arrested, JG? I need a what? Where's my what? What? Here we go.
Well. The most diabolical haters this side of the Mississippi.
Yeah. Have I been arrested? That's a tough one, man, to answer. I got arrested, but it didn't go anywhere. Does that make sense? They didn't take me into custody. And it was over some real trifling shit, too. It wasn't anything, good. Canoe Man says, I missed G-Pits. Bro, we taped last week. We usually tape on Mondays, and we taped last Monday, so it's back. Also, by the way, I want to mention the rundown is now on Spotify. Thank you, sweet baby Jesus. We had, I used to use a bumper that was the Foo Fighters, and we got rejected from Spotify because we had copyrighted material, and I get it. I'm totally cool with it. But until just recently, the last 100 of our shows had some Foo Fighters in it, and now it's fallen off. So the last 100 shows we've done have no copyrighted shit in it, and now Spotify put us on. So if you guys are on Spotify like I am, you can check out our rundown. The auburnsports.com rundown is now on Spotify. I used about 300 words to explain something I could have done in 15, but I'm sorry about that, yo. Let's see. Brad E says Eric E drinks Trulies. Eric E eats McRibs. Hold on, man. What's wrong with McRibs? I like McRibs. The War Report jumps in with the Patrick D. My goodness. Thank you, bro. We'll get to that. I like McRibs, but I don't think they're real. War Report jumping in. Is that Mike G? Who could it be? Who could it be? Could it be Mike G? Possible number one ranking on Monday. It's going to be number one or number two. I strongly suspect it'll be Gonzaga, but I'm just trying to talk some truth. In the auburnsports.com rankings, I got Auburn number one, so leave it there. Terrence says Cambridge leads the nation in shots that get stuck on the rim. He did have one tonight. It's embarrassing. Dave B says, what's our next loss? Wow, great question. Let me move over to our main page here, and let me switch over to the schedule. Whoa, buddy. Yeah, there we go. All right, so Georgia, you'd think Auburn would be favored by about 25 on that. That's going to be fun. The Kentucky game, guys, I'm going to be honest with you, man. I think Auburn wins that game, but, I can definitely see the War Report is Mike G. I can see Auburn losing that game. I think Auburn wins it, But it's gonna be a dogfight now. Ty Washington's for real, and it's gonna take some real effort to slow him down. And Oscar is really good too, and it's just gonna be a real struggle. It's good. You want to have those kinds of struggles. You need to have those kinds of struggles because it's all about March with this team. We're not doing this trifling ass shit we were doing 2 or 3 years ago where it's like, we want to win games. Like, we know this is a postseason ball club. We know this. So this stuff, these games you're seeing right in front of you right here, like, Georgia, Kentucky, Missouri, Oklahoma, Alabama, you got to look at it as forging you to get into March and handle your shit, right? Or April. You got to be able to do that. And that's what it's all about. We can't, you guys, not saying that Dave would do this, or any of you guys specifically, but there are people, Auburn's going to lose game. Okay, Auburn's not going to run the table, period. It ain't going to happen. So let that kind of fester in your brain for a minute. They're going to have days where just shit doesn't work. And maybe this game against Kentucky is it. I don't know what to make, Dave, talking about the schedule moving forward. I mean, I think Auburn has already won there, so I think Auburn can close it out, the series anyway, in Auburn. I don't know what to make of Texas A&M. They look really weird to me. I mean, they've only got one loss this season. They're 4-0 in the SEC. I don't know what to make of them yet. They could be a team that sneaks up on us. I don't know. Vanderbilt's playing better basketball. At Florida could be a problem. At Tennessee could be a problem. At Mississippi State could be a problem. So, to me, the next loss is probably at Arkansas, if you want me on my opinion. And you guys are thinking, JG, Arkansas? Shit, man, they lost 5 out of 6. I'm like, I know, but I still think they're good. And I think they're going to get their stuff together. I really do. War Report says, bro, you put me on Blanton's, though. Hey, man, listen, I like Blanton's. I mean, I like Blanton's, and I think you're a stud for getting some. I know you had to kind of go out of your way to find it and get it, but it's not the be-all, end-all. It's a good bourbon. Like, I would tell you to get Russell's Reserve. It's good, too. It's delicious, and I can find that every day in the ABC. You could probably find it where you are, too. Over there at DuPont Circle or somewhere out that way. I don't know. Let's see. Giroux says, get-in price for the UK game is $350. Yeah, my wife was very blasé the other day when she's like, hey, man, do you think we could, me and my homegirl could get into the UK game? I was like, no. I was like, why not? We got in like 3 or 4 years ago. I was like, I don't know what to tell you, man. Shit's changed a little bit. Real Deal says, I think 10-year Russell's Reserve is the most underrated bourbon at a fair price. Very good. That man knows his bourbon. That is an absolutely delicious pour. Corey, I hope you're listening, bro. That is an absolutely delicious pour, and it's available at every ABC. It's available at the one at East Chase for sure. I mean, I was there the other day. It's delicious. It's a little on the sweet side, but it's delicious. I love it. Yeah. Brad E says, JG forgot how Neil bragged about his Peloton points on G-Pits. I'm going to be honest with you, Brad, bro. First of all, I don't have it. I'll be Travel says he's taking off. Good night, bro. Hashtag BeatUGA. I don't think that's a real high bar, but that's cool. We'll work on that when it comes up. When Neil starts going on his long rants about Peloton, I just tune out, man. I'll be honest with you. I start thinking about some other shit that I'm going to talk about. War Eagle 00008 says, was pissed about the dogs winning, but Stetson drinking Pappy out of the bottle in the tunnel was pretty badass. I thought that was like a Photoshop. Was it not? I mean, it didn't have to be. I mean, he certainly deserved a pull off that. From a Georgia perspective, anyway. Blake R is fired up to see Mike G in the house. Hell, we all are. We love Mike G. Mike G's scared to play with me on the Warzone, though. He's afraid that I'm going to overshadow him. Although, rumor has it, I read this on the Warzone forum the other day, that he dropped a 22 bomb in Warzone the other day. That's pretty damn good. Whew, that is pretty damn good. Big Gap 78, my man. Jumping in. Says, let's sip on some Blanton's, JG. LOL, we family right now, along with the War Report. Hell yeah. I don't have any Blanton's, but I'll sip on this Blue Note with you, bro. For sure. Listen, man, I'm telling you, my days, I really feel like my days of chasing high-dollar bourbon are about over. I did it for 2 years. I got a hold of some really good shit. I mean, you guys know that Cleve C, who's an absolute legend, you guys know who I'm talking about. He hooked me up with some 10-year-old rip Unbelievable. I still have it. I've drank it on the show a couple times. So I've had that. I've got a bottle of CYPB Weller. Haven't opened it. I'm scared to open it. I'm scared to open it. It's too expensive. I got Blanton's straight from the barrel. I'm scared to drink it. I got Blanton's Gold. I'm scared to drink it. At some point, they get too expensive and you don't want to drink them. And then you got to kind of wonder, what the hell am I doing? I don't get that way with Blanton's, but whatever. Patrick D jumps in. Look at this, man. Is this guy a legend or what? Absolutely unbelievable. Do we have a legend soundbite? Can we get one? Wait, hold on. You think this one would work?
Come after me. I'm a man. I'm 40.
I don't want to come after you like in a bad way, but I would definitely party with you, bro. I'm looking forward to it. There are some rumors that Patrick D is going to be on the plains before too long, but I'm not trying to get up in that. I just hope that I can be there and enjoy there. Let's see. D Lucky says, Kilgore, I like your style. I don't know who you're talking to, but if you like their style, I'm interested in knowing exactly what was going on with that. WM Cass says UGA quarterback was drinking that Pappy postgame like it was water break on 2-a-days. What a legend, man. That's pretty awesome. I got to admit, I don't like Georgia at all. I was cheering against them ardently the other day, but anyway. Brian B says, JG is the bourbon friend I have never found. Come to Huntsville and you will give you some George T. Stagg Old Fitz. Holy shiz. Cigar blend, Weller foolproof. Bro, what? I'm going to tell you the truth. I already went to Huntsville and I already got some of that stuff, believe it or not. There's somebody, I don't want to name any names, but there's somebody in Huntsville that has all that stuff. You may too, and it's awesome, and I would love to drink with you. But I had Cigar Blend. I had Foolproof. I didn't have Old Fitz with him, but there's a dude in Huntsville. You guys know who I'm talking about. All right, it's Top to Bomb. He has a whole upstairs to his house, and all it is bourbon shit that I've heard about and never seen. Like the Willett Family Reserve, the purple top, like the actual bourbon. I'm not talking about the rye. I'm talking about the purple, the bourbon. He's got like a whole hutch full of them. He's got like 10. It's insane. And also, Brian, we've had like 2 or 3 bunker events up there in Huntsville area. It was actually in Huntsville. Well, one of them was in Madison, 2 were in Huntsville. And we'll do more because the Huntsville folks are great. I mean, there's so many legends up there. So I'd look forward to it. Let's see. Love the Cat says McRib add bacon. Is that even a thing? Can you do that? Matt K took off a little while ago, but we love him. John Starnes, a guy I know. Guy I worked with many, many years ago. Hell, Starnes, it's probably been 20 years, hasn't it? Long week, needed a win and a drain. Thank you, JG. Biggest home game ever versus UK. I'm thinking so. Shit, there's been some big ones, man, but you're right about that. It's a pretty big game. I'll give you that. It's big. I'm fired up about it. I can't believe we have to wait a week for it. It's going to be a long week, yo. Pie Player Nick says you don't want to be number 1. Guaranteed to lose next week if you are. Pie Player Nick knows a little something about this because he's a big Purdue fan, as you guys know. I don't know if you guys know or don't know, but Purdue is a great basketball school. They got a good ball club this year, and they have been number 1 many times through the years. Gene Cady, Big Dog Robinson, Conzo Martin, all kinds of pimps up there. Matt Painter's doing a great job up there. Cody R in the house. He's shouting out Mike G. Everybody loves Mike G, of course. D Lucky says at Brian Boyd, who was just talking earlier about me being the bourbon friend. I am JG's North Alabama bourbon proxy. Just send me the address and time. D Lucky knows how to drink. I'm just going to say that. I've had some late nights with Mike with D Lucky in Huntsville. We had like a 1 a.m.er, didn't we? Terrence says you should stream live for the Kentucky game. Interesting idea. We streamed live for Auburn against Gonzaga last season, or was it 2 years ago? The years get away from me. Thanks, Joe Biden. And it didn't work very well. The game just moves so fast, and I can't keep up. And some people are behind, and some people are ahead of me, and I don't know, man. It didn't work very well. Crocky Poo says he's got Texas A&M rated as the easiest conference schedule in the country. Holy shiz. Well, they were dog shit last year, weren't they? Let me pull this up, Crocky Poo. Maybe we can kind of work through this together, bro, because I can cut this thing up. We could take a look at these turds. I don't know why they feel like they got to have such an easy schedule. Why is the commissioner doing this? Why does he give them a free pass? They should never do that. because Jimbo coaches there, and they should never give him a pass. Uh-oh. That daggone thing just went away, and I don't know how to find it again. Here, put it right there. There we go. All right, let me bounce over to this page, and I will eliminate that, and we're going to take a look at Texas A&M. This is the team that Auburn's playing. No, I take it back. Texas A&M is Kentucky's next opponent, and they're playing. Let's see what day they're going to play on Wednesday. I hope everybody's going to be tuning in for that. Hell, we should all be tuning in for that. I don't care about Auburn, Georgia. You know how that's going to finish. Yeah, look at that schedule, though, man. It's weird. 15-2. I thought they were 15-1. Lost to TCU and Wisconsin. TCU is kind of shitty. I don't know. Okay, I guess. Look at these SEC games. Georgia's terrible. Arkansas is really weak right now, but I don't think they're always going to be bad. Ole Miss, man, they crushed that ass, didn't they? 67-51, my God. And then 67-64 over Missouri is bad. So Ken Palm's got them losing 3 in a row to Kentucky, Arkansas, and LSU. So we'll just kind of see what happens as that comes along. But let's see what else they got. South Carolina at home. Tennessee on the road is going to be tough. LSU is going to be tough. At Auburn Arena is going to be tough. Yeah, I think they've got their comeuppance coming along here before too long. Notorious MGM says, what is the max number of conference losses, speaking specifically about the Auburn Tigers? I probably need to go back to this page right here. Maximum number of conference losses. Okay, let's go as negative as we can go, okay? Like, we're just being full-on negative. All right, so you lose to Kentucky, that's 1. You lose at Arkansas, that's 2. You lose at Florida, that's 3. You lose at Tennessee, that's 4. You lose at Mississippi State, that's 5. So I think worst case scenario is 5 losses. Absolute worst case. Best case for me would be, you know how Ken Palm, like when they do the thing about they give you the proposed record, but it doesn't necessarily match up to the actual wins and losses. You know what I'm talking about? Rocky Poo knows what I'm talking about. I would say that the best case scenario is 2 losses, and the worst case scenario is 5. But man, there's so many little variables. Like I'm not trying to hex anybody, but let's say KD got hurt and he had to miss 4 games. Let's say Jabari got hurt, had to miss 4 games. Like what? That changes the whole thing. Auburn's been great on the injury front so far, with the exception of Al, who was out for probably the first 10 or 12 games, 15. No, it wasn't 15, but 13 games, something like that. Captain Eagle Flygood, I could see us losing to Florida or Arkansas on the road and booty blasting everybody besides UK at the Pearl. I can see that. I think it's going to be real tough to beat Auburn at the Pearl. I do think that's true. Yeah, I think that would be a very, very tough thing to do at this point, the way that they're going. Cleveland Brown wants me to put Mike G on as the first caller. Shit, I haven't even turned on the thing yet. I'm still working my way through. Notorious MGM says, Nick the Pipe Layer sounds much more seductive than Pipe Layer Nick. I don't know how to get into that, man. Kilgore says, stopped in Douglasville today, got a Willet trifecta in pure Kentucky. That's a good one, actually. The Pot Still and the Noah's Mill. I could probably live without the Noah's Mill. Pretty decent stuff. They don't put out as good as Buffalo Trace or Jimmy Russell, but pretty damn good. I agree. I like Willet. I don't like Noah's Mill, and I don't like Rowan's Creek at all, and Johnny Drum is not my bag. But I really like those people, and I cheer for them. Terrence was kind of following up on the doing a live stream for the Kentucky game, not asking you to do play-by-play. Yeah, I wouldn't want to do that. To me, man, like not being able to hear Coach Sonny is a negative. That's a big negative. I love to hear what he has to say about the games, and I kind of match it with the things that I see. Anyway, Pipe Layer Nick, MGM, I'll change it for the next drain. Nick the Pipe Layer is the way we will refer to him now. Cody says, Kentucky needs to be a halftime brain drain start and will continue for hours after. It'll be a big win. I like the positivity. I really, really do. Eric L. is drinking the George Dickel 15 year. And there's a little saying that we've got in the Tate household. It goes like this. Water is for washing. Dickel is for drinking. That was actually a catchphrase of theirs back in the 70s. No shit. Let's see, Chips. Crystal's in the house. Holy shit. Crystal, who was with us, I think, for every football game this year. is now with us on a basketball brain drain. I believe this is her first. Says, hi, guys. I finally catch y'all online. Love having you on, Crystal. Love having you on. Patrick D says, Jimbo is Rick Trickett's love child.
Sometimes may be good, sometimes may be shit.
That's pretty funny. D Lucky says, I'm drinking this Blanton's swill. Got to step up my bourbon game. And not Dob level. And I don't know. I'd like to find somebody that's Dob level. Like, who's not Dob. Because there's no way I'll ever get there. In fact, I think that's part of the reason I don't chase bourbon anymore. Because I'm never going to get there. Like, he's already so far ahead of me and I'll never catch up. So why worry about it? That's unobtainable to me to accomplish and stay married. I got to win some lotteries, too. Brad E. also knows that Dob is an animal. He is. And the cool thing about Dob is not only is his stash incredible, but he's very cool about just coming in and drinking it. Like, he was like, when we walked in, it wasn't just JG, it was all of us. He was like, if you guys want something, drink it. Let's go. I love to hear that. Things you absolutely love to hear. Chris A. jumps in with a super chat. Says the game time adjustments that Bruce and his coaching staff make, plus our depth, give us as good a shot as anyone to win it all this year. I like that. Very positive. What was your favorite pour at the bourbon tasting? Well, all the bourbon tastings were like things that I love anyway. So we had Blanton's. We had Blue Note 9-year. We had Old Forester. I believe it was Old Fine Whiskey. Could have been Prohib style. I'm not sure. We had Piggyback, which is solid, but I just wanted a rye in there. And dadgummit, I can't remember what the other one was. Of those, it might have been Eagle Rare. Of those, I would say my favorite would be Blue Note 9-year, honestly. Again, it's Tennessee. I don't usually do that, but, it's the way it goes. Chris A., I appreciate you, bro. Yeah, this team's good, man. This team's going to be an issue for a lot of teams going into March and into April, potentially. Crystal says Auburn is kicking butt, and they're going to go to the big dance. There is essentially no doubt about that. Auburn is, at this point, playing for a number 1 seed. So they can play some 16s and 8s and 4s and shit as they're moving on. One of the things that I think will come into play as we get deeper into the season is that our friend Nick the Pipe Layer is he's a big-time Purdue fan, and Purdue is one of those teams that I think is going to sneak into this conversation. I will say this now. I think Purdue is going to be a grade 8 team, if not better. Let's see. Notorious MGM says live brain drain at Voodoo after UK. Well, the next Voodoo show we do is going to be in Mobile. I mean, out of respect to my daughter works down there and also a Mobile alum. So, I mean, that's the only thing. If that's what you're talking about. If you were a Notorious MOB, then I would think you'd be in favor of that, but if not. Let's see. Captain Eagle Flygood says, I'm drinking Eagle Rare and eating Swedish fish, which sounds like the beginning of an episode of Justified. Let's see. So McLevin says 230-ish people online and only 18 likes. I've got 62 likes according to my dashboard here, which is good, solid. No one's arguing about this. Anthony R says, JJ, who is the guy coming in from UNC on the football staff? You're going to have to give me a little bit more information on that one. There's been a lot of comings and goings. Some reported, some not. I'm still trying to kind of sort some of this out. I've been really focused on basketball these last 3 weeks or so. I apologize for that. For not knowing your answer to your question right off the top of my head, so I need to get a little bit more information on that. Corey Debs is on the football front real quick. Hunter and Pegues heading for the portal. I've heard more about Hunter than I have Pegues. Pegues had a very close relationship with Nick Eason, and that was a big reason why he was so willing to switch from offense to defense and really put his passion and energy into it. And I think when Nick left for Clemson, it really just kind of deflated Pegues to a certain degree. Now, they'd love to keep him. They want to keep him. And my guess, if you're asking for me for my opinion, I think he stays. I also think Lee Hunter stays. Because I thought Lee Hunter was going to go in like 3 days ago, and he didn't. So it's hard to predict what's going to happen with a 19, 20, 21-year-old kid. You know what I mean? To think about the way, Corey, the way you and I were at 21. Well, I can't speak to you, but me, it's all over the place, you know? So I'm just giving you my best guess on that. McLovin AU jumps in again. This is what I was telling you earlier. 230-ish people online, only 18 likes. I've got 74 likes now. I mean, according to my dashboard. So appreciate you having my back on that, McLovin. You've been hugely supportive today. Patrick D jumps in again for Bammer player haircuts as a 69 bomb drops on them. What a bunch of turds is what this is Patrick D right here talking to some Bammers.
And how big a boy are you?
Well, it don't make no difference. Just bring her on down. You're tough as hell on this phone.
Appreciate you, Patrick D, a.k.a. Why Not AU. One of our great bunker posters, and also great on here. D. Williams says Dre Butler's going to Mississippi State. I don't know that for sure. Dre was a situation where, like, he got the COVID that first year in 2020, and it just messed him up the whole year. And this year, like, he just kind of got passed by some guys, right? Marcus Harris, I thought, had a fine year. It wasn't awesome. I thought he started better than he finished. Oh, you could say that for a lot of the guys on the football team, but I thought he was pretty dang good. And when they lost Truesdale, I was like, whoa, they're in trouble. And it turned out that really wasn't the case. So if I were him, I would probably go ahead and bounce and do that. It makes a lot of sense. A. Taxman notes that the portal is getting to be a problem. Roster management is damn near impossible. It definitely adds a lot of complexity to keeping your football roster balanced, right? It makes it really hard. It's just one person's opinion. Okay. I will. I don't know if anybody still wants to talk on the horn, but I will pull up Skype now that I've caught up with everybody and everything. And there will be people that will want to kick me in the face. Looks like I had one person leave a message. We got to play these messages someday. I wonder if we could do that. Can I hear this? Hey, all right, cool. It's all going. It's all going now. Yeah, I think I can do that. It's Chip in the house. What up? Hey, Chip. What up, bro?
Hey, man. War damn Eagle.
Well, War Eagle to you. What's up, brother?
Dude, that was a fine performance tonight. It was never in doubt.
Yeah, of course. Well, I was kind of in doubt for a little while, I'll be honest. Not for you, maybe, but I thought it was in doubt a little bit.
Nah, it wasn't. You know, Ole Miss can't stay that hot forever. No team can. Not even Auburn. Well, I hope they can, but, you know.
Yeah. What up with you, bro? We love these cups, man. Everybody's just, like, in love with them, man.
Hey, great. You know, I posted in there earlier. I'm going to get numbers, 14 through 28 ready for the national championship game next year.
Word.
Have them ready.
Yeah, for those of you who are kind of new to the show or whatever, Chip is the guy. He lives down in the Mobile area, and he made these cups that we gave away during the football season to awesome callers or super chatters or whatever. Mine says Commodore because I'm the Commodore, but everybody else says Swoogan because they're Swoogans. And Chip's the guy who makes that happen. So we love you, Chip.
Yeah, sorry it cost you so much money to ship those all over the freaking world, man. But, hey, you know.
I thought everybody was going to be in, like, Madison or Birmingham or Mobile or somewhere like that. And they actually were places a long last way away. It's true, man.
Well, hey, love to have them all over the country, man. You know, I'll make them again next year. You know, it's worth it.
That's what I love to hear.
Love to hear everybody's using theirs appropriately. It's been great to hear. Well, hey, yeah, I'll keep it short. Let other people get on the line, and hope to see you down here. Hopefully soon for a brain drain / rundown / whatever the heck it is.
Hell yeah.
You know? But
you remember meeting? You remember meeting Mobile alum 1991 at the last shindig?
Yeah.
Yeah, she parties, dude.
For a few minutes afterwards. Yeah, she's cool.
She knows how to party.
So I hope to catch up with her again. Yeah, our kids go to the same school, so
I did not know that.
Neat. Yeah, we discussed that. We didn't know that either till we had a little discussion there. She's a cool lady.
Yeah, word.
So I'll have to train up for a bomb challenge down there. You know, maybe I can do that.
I can do that. I can definitely do that.
So we'll see what's up. But, yeah, I'll let you go. And War Eagle, great win tonight. Guys played great. Thought that was a good performance. Like I said, never in doubt. They seemed like they had it under control the whole time. BP was, I don't know, he just had it under control. I knew it was coming up.
Yeah, he's an absolute stud. He freaks his
Yep.
he loses his shit on the sideline, but you know he's got it straight. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I just hate to see him not sweating through suits night to night now, man. I miss that. That was awesome.
He ain't going back. He's not going back, man.
He could sweat through a damn 3-piece suit like nobody's business. It's awesome.
He
But,
can.
whatever. He can wear whatever the hell he wants. He can coach nude for all I care. He's taking him to the Final Four this year, baby.
That's the thing.
All right, man. Be good.
All right. See you, Chip.
War Eagle,
Peace.
Bunker, and Brain Drain, everybody. Bye.
There he is, Chip. Hey, why not? Hit me again, bro. Why not was trying to call in when Chip was on the horn, and I can't answer it when he's on the horn. But yeah, I know Why Not was calling, and Easterwood was calling as well. So that's what we're doing with there, and also AU Storm here. I tell you what, Why Not? I'll just call you, bro. Whoa, I don't want to do that. Hold on, I gotta get Why Not AU here on the horn. There we go. I'm gonna call him right now. If he sees an unknown number from 334, he probably knows who it is.
Oh,
Why Not AU? What up, bro?
Oh, man, I saw that 334 number, and I'm watching this thing. I know who it is.
Yeah, I figured.
You know what I'm saying?
Hell yeah, yeah. You get concierge service, bro. I call you.
I get this old Chippy Chip number 13 glass. I'm drinking some old Pogue in.
Damn.
Maysville, Kentucky.
Hell yeah.
You know Jack Pogue's an Auburn man too.
I did not know
the whole family is.
I didn't know that.
You got to check that place out. Yeah, they're Auburn people, man.
And they're in Maysville?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
They got hit by that tornado real bad about a month ago, though.
Yeah, I don't know. And you know what? I hadn't checked that out yet. Usually the allocation comes out in October. I didn't get it this year, but and I always get the email. But I gotta send somebody over there to pick it up. But I have some peeps in Louisville that usually go get it for me, and then I go hook it up later. But it's good stuff, man. Old Pogue.
I'm going to be traveling through Kentucky in May, so maybe that might be the time I could kind of hook you up, bro, for a change.
Oh, there you go. There you go.
I'm here to help, man.
Hey, what about this Auburn Tiger basketball team, man?
Pretty damn good, man. They've got a lot of dudes, as AU Storm 20 said. Lots of dudes.
Yeah, AU Storm's my boy. He came by the Penn State tailgate. He knows what's up. He'll be in the house when we throw the pregame party for the Auburn Bammer game downtown.
So who else was there with you at Penn State? Do you remember some other bunks?
We had Canoe Man. We had a bunch of guys there, man. Who else? Justin Tom.
Wow.
Yeah, we lit it up, man. We lit it up. It was awesome.
Yeah, I heard you were incredible as a DJ, man. Just like nuts. I got to see this.
Yeah, we're going to throw it down. Probably going to have a partner at this other one. I'm going to have somebody, knocking it out for the whole time for the pregame party, but I'll probably do a set or two, 15, 30-minute set.
That's what I'm talking about, man. We're going to listen to like Natalie Merchant and shit?
Sarah McLaughlin. I'm gonna throw it. Yeah, that's what it's gonna be. No, man. Well, I don't know. I usually hit the old school because that's my time, right? But I throw some new stuff down too.
All right.
It just depends, man. It depends on how I feel, and I don't even preset list it. I just go with it. Whatever I'm feeling, whatever throws up on my laptop. If I see it, I see the crowd moving, I throw it up.
Damn.
That's what I do.
Well, that's why you're good at what you do, man. That's why you're good.
I don't know, man. The only chance I got not to make it is I might have to run down to Brazil for some business. So hopefully I won't get caught up in the COVID trap.
Oh, buddy, you're going a long way off.
Yeah. But you know what? That's just life. That's how you do it.
Damn. You're international. I mean, I realize you're nationwide, but I know you're international.
Yeah. Every once in a while. Nobody wants to hear about all this shit. Let's talk some basketball.
Let's talk basketball. What are your expectations at this point? Auburn's played 17 games now, won 16 of them. What are your expectations for the end of this season? You think it's Final Four or bust?
No, it's not Final Four bust, man. That's unfair to put on any team. There's so much that has to happen. And there's so much that can happen with COVID. that's a wild card. You can't even, I don't even know, you can't predict. So here's what all I want us to do every year is make the tournament. It's that simple. I feel like if we get to March and we can get in the tournament every year, and that means we can be the 7th or 8th best team in the SEC, right? Then we got something. And I think with Bruce coaching, we really got something. Because, he gets these guys ready, and they love playing for him, and we're just a different group of guys out there in March when it gets down to that time. So I feel like, I thought we'd be a Sweet 16 team based on the roster. Final Four, I definitely think's in play. But, man, it's a tough road. You got to have a lot of balls bouncing your way. Basketball's just so much different, as you were pointing out on the bunker. And I think people just need to understand that. What Bruce has done with roster management in the offseason, that's where, I don't know if there's an award for that for a coach. I guess it's Coach of the Year. But my gosh, man, if you look at the dudes that we got that came in, Kessler, KD, Wynn, Zepp, and then, of course, Jabari was a recruit. But think about without those 5 guys, without that kind of mix on the team, we would be nothing, man. So Bruce had a plan. He executed that plan. I think he also realized he didn't have the right chemistry and mix on last year's team. And this is the chemistry and mix of a Bruce Pearl signature series, go deep in the tournament team. And they're going to go deep.
That's what I like to hear right there. I mean, but again, basketball well enough to know it's about matchups, right, in March. I mean,
oh, yeah.
So you got to see. But if they're a number 1 seed, then you worry about a 16. Then you worry about the winner of an 8-9 game. It's a lot better than messing around with a New Mexico State and shit like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, it is. It is. It's a different road than we took the last time, right? Yeah. The last road was just the road paved to hell, but we paved it with gold and ran over that bitch. So I think we'll have an easier road on paper, but man, it's just a wild card. That's the beauty of basketball. That's the beauty of the tournament, the way the NCAA got it set up. One day they'll get smart about football. They'll expand it a little more, make it more like the lower divisions playoff schemes, and we'll have something. We'll have something much better that's more competitive. Because nobody wants to watch these teams, these same 4 or 3 teams play every year. They just don't want to. It's the football side of the NCAA has got to get their ass in order, but the basketball piece, it is in order.
I don't understand why they were going to vote a week ago to expand the playoffs, and everybody wanted that, and they couldn't get it done.
Yeah, I think what it is, it's more about, do you do 8? Do you do 12? What do you do? I think everybody wants to expand it. I think they gotta ask the question. Let's expand to 8, and I think you get the votes, but who knows, man? But enough about football.
Yeah,
let's talk about Zepp Jasper.
He's good.
This kid is underrated. I don't think he's underappreciated, especially by our Auburn fans. They love him, but man, he knows when to make plays. He knows when to play his role. He's super disciplined about it. I love his self-control. I love all the other guys, but man, this is what I'm talking about, the chemistry of this team. I sit there in awe of Bruce and what he's put together. And Zepp's one of those guys, man. He's one of those dogs, and he just brings it. He makes it happen tonight. He knew he had to have some offense early in the game. He did that. I'm in awe of what Bruce has done with this roster. It's amazing to me.
Yeah, Zepp is he's a guy that he doesn't have the same kind of flash that you see out of Jabari or whatever, KD, but man, he doesn't turn the ball over, and he shoots the 3, and he doesn't shoot a lot, but when he does, 37% from 3, that's pretty good.
Damn good.
Good free throw shooter, and yeah.
And my man Cardwell, I love this kid. I think that's what people don't realize. You got to have a basketball team made up of you got to have some Cardwells. You got to have some Zepps. You can't have this Fab Five mentality. You've got to have these dogs that stay around 3-4 years, grind it out, fill a role. Cardwell's one of those guys, man, and he's doing it. You know, we can put him in. We can feel confident that we're going to make it through the storm with him if Kessler's on the bench. And like you said, Kessler's more confident. So I just think that we got a great roster. We got a great coach. We got a great arena. We got great fans. And damn it, we got a great bunker nation. And I love all of those guys. So I like, Crocky Poo is the J-head of basketball for us. I love that guy. He's thrown me some shade every once in a while on my Nate Oates fantasies, but I'm not. I'm a realist. I know the competition we have in the league, but man, shout out to Crocky Poo, always giving us the real on basketball, and he keeps it up for us. So
he does.
JG, love what you do, man. Hopefully we're going to gather on February 1st, and we're gonna have a good reason to party.
Yes, sir. I'm looking forward. I hope I can be part of that. I mean, that's my goal.
Well, hey, you can if you can make it.
I'm gonna make it.
I can tell you we'll be there.
I'm gonna make it. Hey, I appreciate your generosity and the way you've supported my channel and this channel and everything we do at auburnsports.com. You're an absolute legend, bro.
And get Mike G out there. We got to get Mike G out there on the first too, and his crew.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
I'd love to get Mike in there.
This is what it's about. It's about the Auburn family coming together, having a good time, and watching some damn good basketball being played.
Damn good.
All right,
brother.
Later.
See it. There he is. Why not AU? Jumping in. The legend himself. Sounds like he's got some stuff ready to go. Or hoping to have ready to go for the I think he said, what did he say? February, what was that? Was it going to be the Alabama game? February 1st, I think he said. So maybe that Alabama game, we have like some kind of a throwdown there in Auburn ahead of the game there against the hated Bammers. That would be really badass, wouldn't it? AU Storm 20 calling in. Of course we're going to take that call. AU Storm 20 in the house. What up, bro?
JG, moment of silence for your Raiders.
Yeah, I know. I was there. I watched every minute of every game this year, man. 18 games I watched, and it was tough. But, hey, congratulations to the Bengals.
Hey, congrats. Hey, also, shout out YNAU, Patrick D. That dude, listen to the story. So there were 8 of us guys who went to Penn State, had no tailgate plans at all. And we were a bunch of degenerates walking around looking for some people in orange. Pastor D posted on the bunker. He had an incredible tailgate. People stopped by. We found it. He took us in with open arms on the 1s and 2s. One of the best experiences of my life. So if this thing is going down February 1st, everybody should be there because it is going to be a absolute throwdown. So shout out
Was it like lecherous and crazy? Like, what was it like at Penn State?
So you know how everybody's wearing white, right? And you just see a bunch of just absolute dudes in orange, just sticking out like sore thumbs. And the Penn State people were trying to come over to his tent and throw down with us because we were having the best time ever. They had like the white tents, like tailgate guys. So he had one, and man, it was had his speaker set up, his system, and he was just spinning. It was hilarious, man. It was awesome. Best time of my life.
So the guy's an absolute legend, isn't he?
He is. I always stick up for YNAU, man. He's a legend. He took care of us.
That's great.
He's the man. Hey, listen, I just got to say we got some dudes. We got some dudes.
Yeah. That's definitely it.
And after the Florida game, we were talking, me and you, and we were like, people are scared because everyone has the whole 2019, 2020 team in their mind of them going to Coleman Coliseum and getting the doors blown off of them after they get ranked number 4. And me and you were sitting here, we're like, we got some dudes. These guys are going to step up. Jabari said, let me put the team on my back. Let me go off. And the same thing kind of happened tonight. I think the play of the game tonight, there were a lot of plays, but the one that sticks out is KD with the 2 steals at the end of the first half to kind of flip the game on its head a little bit, get us back into striking distance. I thought once he did that twice within under there was no shot clock either when he did that, by the way, which is crazy, and got 4 free throws out of it, I think 3 or 4, and it's kind of cut the lead a little bit there and got us a little momentum. And that's just some things that made this team really good and made this team where we're really hard to beat, because even though Ole Miss has the game of their lives, and it always seems like whenever we play Ole Miss, they have the game of their lives. They shoot well. They never miss a free throw. It just always seems that way. But the past 2 out of 3 times we've gone there, that has happened, and we have stormed back in the second half because our coaches are amazing, and they make adjustments. They get us out of this weird defense we were in the first half, and we come back. And that's just what makes this team, this coaching staff, so great, in my opinion. Because those adjustments they made at halftime. Look, our defense, we were in disarray in that little zone we were trying to run. We were not communicating.
Yeah,
they were. Kermit did a really good job of overloading one side with 3 guys, and we just could not match up in terms of getting guys over to the corner, and they were getting wide open shots. And they finally went into a man, and they were switching everything. And towards the end of the half, went a little full court. I think that made a huge difference because Ole Miss is getting so many good looks. It was just hard to overcome.
Yeah.
So I give the coaching staff credit there for sure because and you just kind of had a feeling because they always make adjustments no matter what. This team will always fight back somehow, and that's just what makes this team great, in my opinion.
Got a lot of dudes, like you said, man. That's the bottom line. I mean, they got dudes.
We got dudes, and one dude I'm a little concerned about. I'm not concerned about him, but Flanagan. He's had a couple tough goes recently. Tonight it looked like he was trying to do a little too much. He was trying to assert himself into the game, get frustrated. You know, I think we talked about this before, but his improvement from year 1 to year 2 was incredible, just in terms of a shooting standpoint, his free throws, his efficiency on the court. And he kind of had to do that last year, especially at the beginning of the year. And there was a lot of pressure put on him coming into this year, and I think it was a little unrealistic. I think it was a little too much, just in terms of who we had coming in, how many touches he was going to get. And I'm a little concerned about him trying to do too much with the ball in his hands. I think we kind of saw a little bit of that tonight. He's getting frustrated. I don't want to say like I think he should go back to the way he was his freshman year and be more defensive oriented and just let the game come to him. But I feel like that's what that style suits his team better than it did last year's teams. What is your thought on that? I'm kind of curious.
You know, we're just not quite there with Al yet. Like, I don't know exactly what he can. I mean, I know what he can do last year, but he's obviously in a different headspace right now. He's trying to trust his leg and trust his Achilles. And I've got his stats up here on the screen right now. AU Storm 20. I don't know if you can see it. You probably can't, but 3-pointers. I mean, again, a very small sample size, but his 3-point percentage is 22% so far. His 2-point shooting is 56%, which is insane. That's really, really good. 62% from the free throw line. I mean, he's solid. He just seems kind of still trying to figure out the rhythm of this team. You know what I mean? Like tonight, he had a couple big buckets, but in general, he just kind of like not really a big factor, right? And so, he can be one. We saw it happen last year. I think it's just a matter of trusting his leg and getting going. Just kind of getting in the flow with this particular team. It's different.
Yeah, well, I mean, look, and last year when early on in the year until Sharif got there, we needed a bucket. He was the guy that needed the ball. I mean, we trusted him with the ball. Now when we need a bucket, we got 5 guys who can get the ball.
Yes.
I think that's a huge difference and something that he's trying to adjust to. I could see some frustration coming in tonight. I thought the zone play also messed with that a little bit too. It's interesting because I really like Al. He's done so much for us in our teams, and I just want him to do well and be comfortable out there playing. But that's just been interesting. Something I found interesting tonight, and gonna kind of keep an eye on moving forward. With that. But
he's an untapped resource so far this season, but it's just a matter of getting going again. That's all.
Yeah. Hey, listen, I'm gonna make my case for us being number one. Why we should be number one. We just should be number one, in my opinion.
Okay. That's all you got to say about that.
No, I mean, Gonzaga, look, this week Gonzaga played Pepperdine and Santa Clara. Whoop-de-freaking-do. We won 2 SEC road games on the road in tough environments, which Gonzaga will never play again this whole year. They lost to a team at their home court, quote-unquote home. I mean, they played in Seattle, whatever, against Alabama, who smoked them, but we went in and handled that business like it was like nothing. I think we should be number one. I hope we are. It's great attention to the program. It's a great attention to what Bruce has done for this program, and just helps also just shine a light on where we were. I mean, look, like if you think about it, before 2014, we were in the graveyards. We were dead.
Oh, dead.
Student section. We were dead. I was a student between 2010 and 2014, and I would go, and there were the student section on the baseline was empty. I mean, it was empty. You could sit there and pick where you want to sit after 5 minutes after tip-off. And the fact that you have to wait 6 hours to get into a game, you have to pay $300 to get into a game now, it's absurd. And I think us being number one is huge. It deserves all the credit to what he's done. I think we should give him a massive contract, let him do whatever he wants to here, renew his Moore's Mill membership, do whatever he wants to, because it's amazing. It's the most consistent program we have right now, and it's awesome. Also, Auburn travel fans are 10,000% better than Kentucky travel fans. The Kentucky travel fans are just old people, all Primetimers Club that love to go around, cheer on UK basketball, all about that. So I love that Auburn travel fans are getting out there for basketball games and getting excited about it. It's kind of cool. Never thought it would happen.
It's really cool. And I think we're going to get somebody embedded with them for this next trip. I'm just going to give you that. Somebody from auburnsports.com. So,
that'd be awesome.
Be a good story. I'm looking at Gonzaga right now. Look at these. You probably can't see them on your screen, but I mean, their latest wins: Merrimack, Texas Tech, Northern Arizona, North Alabama, Pepperdine, BYU, and Santa Clara. I mean, it's not exactly a murderer's row.
Hey, and listen. I'm watching our guy Todd Golden with the Dons right now beating BYU.
Well, BYU. That's tough though, because Mark Pope is the coach at BYU, and he was very, very good to me back in the day. So when I was at Kentucky, he's really cool. So.
Yeah, well, I like Todd Golden when he was.
Todd Golden is a fucking stud. I didn't mean to put it that way. Todd Golden is one of my all-time favorite Auburn people. It's just like most people don't know who he is. Now you know who he is because you're you, but a lot of people don't know. He was a great assistant at Auburn years ago.
If Bruce ever left, I love Todd Golden, and it just wasn't Steve, whatever. But Todd's the man. I love watching him in the Dons.
He's a great dude.
But that's going to be Gonzaga's biggest test this year is San Francisco. Meanwhile, we're going to be playing LSU, Kentucky, Alabama, Texas A&M, Mississippi State. I mean, give me a break. I mean, it's ridiculous.
These Ken Palm win percentages the next 5 games: 99%, 98%, 99.8%, 99%, and then 73 against BYU. So,
well, and their strength of schedule measured is 183rd in the country. 183rd. Auburn is 17th.
Yeah, so, Ken Palm's got it as 209, so that ain't great. No, 182. I'm sorry, you're right, 182. That's bad. That's horrible.
Yeah, so if they rank them number 1 and us number 2, we burn this place to the ground.
And then Auburn is 17. So that's pretty damn good. Out of 360 teams or whatever it is.
Yeah, and
that's pretty good.
It always that bias towards them always just is crazy to me. I understand because they are good. They are great. They're good. But from what we've done and what we've proved these past few weeks, what else do you want to see?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Fair enough.
Winning 2 games in a row in the SEC on the road is one of the hardest things you can do, in my opinion. So I think you should reward us with it.
Patrick D just dropped another super chat. Said for the bunk, for AU Storm, and for the memes. So you're getting some love from one of the all-time greats there.
He's the man.
Absolutely.
Listen, I won't keep. I'll let you go. I appreciate your time again, and let's just continue to keep moving forward. And it's wild times we're living in.
Hell yeah, it is.
We're about to, hopefully going to be number 1. So.
All right, bro. Appreciate you calling in, AU Storm.
All right, appreciate it. Have a good night.
See you, man. There he is, AU Storm 20. Patrick D, by the way, if you didn't see, AU Storm 20 said if you were going, you mentioned you're going to Brazil. AU Storm 20's got some special insight on Brazil. So he was saying DM him on the site, and maybe he can pass along some information there to, I don't know, enhance your trip or whatever, give you some tips. Love the bunkers. There's always somebody, right? Like no matter what's going on, where you're at, there's always somebody. Let's see. Blake R. was the first. Oh, let's see. Hold on. Happy birthday at Brad Easterwood. It's already your birthday here in Eastern Time Zone. My man Blake is over on the Eastern Seaboard, and he is going ahead and giving Brad E. the happy birthday because he's coming up here. We got a call coming in from somebody I don't know, which is unusual. So let's see who this is. What's up, yo? This is JG. How you doing?
Hey, how's it going? This is Dave Brown.
What up, Dave B?
I'm known as AU Augusta GA on the bunker, man.
Oh, okay. I can do that. Are you in Augusta?
Appreciate you. Yeah, I'm in Augusta.
Yeah, I had a feeling.
Augusta, Georgia, for all these dogs.
Oh, God bless. It's been a tough week, hasn't it?
It's been real bad, dude. My kid's school has got the national champion UGA freaking thing on the screen. So it's bad.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, man. I'm sorry for your loss.
So yeah, appreciate you time. I'll be quick about it, but I tried to call into the Alabama Twitter space, during their loss today to Mississippi State, and they wouldn't take my call.
Wait, so what? Why would they not do that?
I don't know why they wouldn't do that, but I figured I'd just ask you guys, and hear the questions that I had. My question was, is Nate Oates any better than Avery Johnson?
Ooh, I think he is, but, that's just my opinion. Well, I'm surprised they didn't want to answer your question, though. It seems like something they would love to talk about.
Yeah, they wouldn't let me in for 2 hours, man. I was sitting here watching us beat Ole Miss, and they just wouldn't let me in, so.
What a bunch of Bam Bams. That's the kind of stuff you should expect from Bam Bams. They don't want to talk about the really hard shit,
Yeah.
Hey, also, as someone who lives in Augusta, you got to be pulling for Zep Jasper, right?
Oh, hell yeah. Yeah, that guy, he drains them from way downtown. Yeah, we had our memes ready to go today, and we launched our memes, so.
Oh, you're part of the meme army? I love it.
Definitely. Yeah, we had our son create some memes because we're old. We don't know how to do memes.
Well, how old are you? Like 40, 35? What do you got?
45. I'm 40. The wife's 40. I'm 45.
Damn.
So we got the 16-year-old do the meme for us. So
yeah. I got one of those.
Yeah, we had Indy coming out with some laser eyes, and then we had Albie the Tiger 10-time national champion taking that a L. So,
damn. Okay, you need to have your wife call in next time, Augusta. Not that you're doing a bad job or anything. I'm just saying.
But on the longer term perspective, my other question was, so when you look at football and you look at basketball, a lot of people are saying football to be successful, it's all about recruiting. Do you think basketball is in the same arena? Like, is it just going to be about recruiting if we're going to be able to have continued success? Or we're just going to have to recruit basketball? Or do you think basketball's got more coaching involved with it for us to be successful?
I hate the one and done.
In my opinion, I think basketball is more about recruiting than football, actually. To me, I mean, I think coaching is more important in football. Not to say that BP's a bad coach. He's a great coach, but he's a great recruiter. This staff gets dudes. I mean, yeah. So to me, yeah, I mean, recruiting's a big deal for BP, and he will continue to get dudes. And if they get to number one, which I don't know if they're going to hit number one, but they may, that's going to be a big plus too. The fact they're going to get in the NCAA tournament and they're going to absolutely felch people, I think it's going to be much bigger for recruiting. They're going to get dudes.
Yeah, he's recruiting out of his mind. And just looking at football, we're obviously hoping that Harsin will continue on the upswing. It's just like myself, I'm willing to wait 2 years for him to establish his culture and get the folks he needs in there, with a hard-nosed attitude, kind of like a Washington or a Utah.
Yeah.
Or BYU attitude, but beyond 2 years, it's going to be tough. It's going to be really hard. We got folks leaving and going in the portal. I know it's tough for everybody to see, but we're hoping that he'll get those players in there that's got that kind of attitude. We can establish that winning, 9 or 10 win consistency.
Yeah, I think he knows good players, and I think Auburn NIL is coming along, so. They're going to be all right. They're going to be all right. I also like Zout Calzada, but I probably like him more than most. So, maybe I don't know what I'm talking about. I don't know.
Oh, man, I loved him beating Bama. That was a great game. But I know that's just one game.
I think he played for a psychopathic turd last year, and he's not playing for one now. So I'm interested to see what he can do. I think he's pretty damn good. I mean, honestly, I really feel that way.
Yeah, I agree. And he's got a lot of ceiling, and we'll see what happens.
All right, bro. That's a good first call. AU Augusta GA.
Yeah, put me in your little phone machine there.
I did.
One again. I got a number, man.
I did. I put you in.
I'll tell you what, I'm excited about our new president. I'm an engineering graduate, and I like Chris Roberts, and I think he's got a good vision for the university.
Yeah.
And he understands that. He understands that athletics is the front porch of the university.
Well, that's good. I mean, I don't know much about him, but the people that have called me or texted me about it said they really like him. So that's good.
He's a sharp dude. Yeah. War down, Eagle. Y'all have a good night.
All right, War Eagle, bro. See you, man. There he is. AU Augusta GA jumps in with his first call, which we love it. We love to hear it. We also think that Ms. AU Augusta GA should call in next time. I mean, not that he did a bad job. He did a great job, but we've only, I think in the history of the show, we've only had one girl call in, and it was J-Bell. And I had to push for that. Although she was great. She was terrific. She has to deal with – she's one of the Auburn folks in Georgia. She's got to deal with a lot of dogs. T-Roy Tiger jumps in, one of our all-time – I'm not sure exactly – I mean, T-Roy, obviously, you'd think he's in Troy, but I know he's got some background in Foley, too. Prayer Circle overcame tonight. Little reference to our friend Neil McCready for P. Duke. There he is. Well, this guy. We just got legends left and right. And then P. Duke jumps right back in and says, "Oh yeah, I got one of these right here, a 22-22 for Haskins, Coach Brian Haskins." Yeah, we love talking about Haskins on the bunker, even though his name is Harsin. But you know how it is. People like to joke about how everybody gets his name wrong or whatever. Chip says, calling out BMAT an assassin for no brain drain call-ins. Moo you, kid. Thumbs down. Dude, we have great callers tonight. I mean, Chip, why not AU Storm 20, and AU Augusta GA? I mean, I don't know what more you want. It's a little bit different for basketball. We just kind of, we just do our thing. We just hit the 2-hour mark for our show. We probably need to wrap it up pretty soon. No shit. Ben says Auburn NIL was fully funded for basketball about 3 days after the LLC was formed. Yeah, we're going to give you one of those. I don't know if that's true, but it probably is. You might actually know what's going on. Patrick D was kind of dovetailing on AU Augusta GA's call, saying he gives multiple scholarships to engineering. Chris Roberts is the man. Spent time with him. Great human, talking about the dean of the engineering college or school at Auburn, who is the, as Auburn said, is the front runner or leader for the job for the new president, because Jay Gouge is on his way out. I am interested in knowing, many of you may be as well, if the new president, Chris Roberts, you'd think that is going to be the one, how he feels about Alan Green, what his thoughts are on athletic department and whatnot. My early assessment is that he probably is cool with Alan Green. I don't think he's somebody who wants to come in and like shake everything up with athletics. So we'll just kind of see how it goes. You guys know my bias. I think Alan Green's great. I don't think he's the problem. And if you want to know my opinion, I talked about this on the bunker a little bit earlier in the week, I think it was. The general, as you guys know, came in, kind of set up shop inside the athletic department. It was kind of at Dr. Gouge's behest to see what was going on with the athletic department, because there were a lot of concerns about things that were going on. And I think that the general found that Alan Green is not the problem. We got P. Beasley on the hone. What's up, P. Beasley?
What's up, JG?
Word, man.
Hey, I'm just trying to get some great hot basketball takes from you.
Well, yeah, I know you got us on speakerphone, which is fine. I don't really mind, but you're kind of hard to understand. So I'm going to do my best, okay?
All right, hold on. Let me switch over. Hold on. Can you hear me better now?
Oh, hell yeah. We hear you a lot better now. What's up, bro?
All right. I want you to tell the bunk how good Wendell Green is.
Love Wendell Green. Love the balls he shows. The guy shoots. He's better shooting from 25 feet than he is from 20 feet. And I think that his willingness to absolutely go balls out on the offensive end like sparks this team. I think he's huge.
So are you a bigger fan of Wendell or Zep?
Wendell. Although to me,
Wendell.
Zep, his portability, his ability to play 1 and 2 is very, 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 very useful. He's a good defender, and I think that he is understatedly good. I mean, he doesn't turn the ball over. He handles the ball competently. He's a pretty good three-point shooter. On a team, P. Beasley, that has a lot of studs. Jabari's a stud. KD's a stud. Wynn's a stud. Kessler's a stud. You need some guys that are kind of glue guys, and I think for me, Zep Jasper is that kind of guy.
I completely agree. If you listen to Bruce's quotes, he's real big on Wendell. He always talks about him finishing the games. He'll start Zep. And, if I was Wendell, I don't know if I'd be a little pissed off, but Zep starts and Wendell comes off the bench. Do you see that being an issue going forward? Does Zep have another year of eligibility after this year?
That's a good question. I'm not 100% sure on that. This is his 4th year of playing college basketball, so my thought is that if he has a COVID year, then yeah, he would have one more year.
Yeah, but Bruce has stated multiple times, like we see Wendell on the floor, especially late in games. And now, come tournament time, I think even over Kessler, obviously Jabari is the most important player on our roster, hands down.
Yeah.
He's now, in your opinion, the basketball savant J.G. Tate, is Jabari the best player you've seen since Charles? He's the best player since Charles Barkley, correct?
I think so. Yeah. I mean, we're still not. Yeah. These other guys, I got to see them longer. We're still 17 games into his freshman season, but he's really fucking good, man. I don't know.
And and he's shooting 45% from 3-point range.
Right. He's 44 from 3, 47% from 2, 80% from the free throw line, and he's a national leader in probably 12 of 17 categories. I mean, it's insane.
Yeah. Oh, it's unbelievable. Like when you watch our offense go, you just want to get him a touch, right? Like you want to get him a touch, and if he gets a good look, you want him to shoot it straightforward. And what I've noticed about Jabari is he doesn't take a bad shot. Like if he pulls up with a guy in his face from 3, he's 6'10". And if we run our offense and we pass it to Jabari and he pulls up for 3 and he's got a guy in his face, I don't think that's a bad shot. Would you agree with that?
Yeah, I mean I don't know if there's such a bad thing as a bad shot with him. I mean, he's good from 3, he's good from 2, he's a good free throw shooter. Like everything's good.
Yeah.
Man, my
have
issue
you got
with
your
him.
tickets to NOLA yet?
No, hell no. I don't have my tickets to NOLA yet.
We're going.
That's my guy.
I hate to put my orange or blue glasses on right now, but I mean, shit, we're going to NOLA.
That's what I like to hear. I love that. I love the belief in the team. I love that.
Oh, I know. Bruce has got everybody fired up. Hey, I'll let you go.
P. Beasley, we love having you call in, though, man.
The brain drain has been unbelievable. All your basketball analytics, you're just educating all these football fans over here, and I freaking love it. So props to you for doing this and spending a little extra time in your night. And Bruce is just like, he's got me fired up. Like I can't, like he's got us all fired up, and we're calling on the brain drain, and we're talking about basketball right now. It's got me so fired up right now, and I would just want to thank you so much for doing that.
Hell yeah,
you're a great asset.
We got a long way to go too, man. We got a lot of wins ahead of us. I'm saying that.
I know.
All right, brother.
All right, well, love you, brother.
See you, man. Love you too, man. You be good.
Bye.
See you, bro. There he is, P. Beasley. Pretty fired up about Jabari. You can see on this is the Ken Palm statistical analysis for Jabari, and when you look across those statistical categories there, everything in the yellow and red is like his national rank. So he's in the top, 10%, I guess, among players, and it's like offensive rating, top, percentage of possessions used, which that number doesn't necessarily tell you anything, but it just tells you how much Auburn uses him is a high number. Percentage of shots, high number. Field goal percentage, high number. Offensive rebounding, he's actually surprisingly not great at offensive rebounding considering his height, but defensive rebounding is terrific. His ball handling is good for a guy his size. He's a good blocker. He's a good steal guy. He draws a lot of fouls. He gets a lot of free throws relative to shots. His free throw percentage is really good. His three-point percentage is insane. He's 112 in three-point shooting this year, and he's fucking 6'10", you guys. Like, I bet you 99% of the guys better than him are like 6'3" or shorter. Like, you know what I mean? It's going to be a bunch of guards. And he's 6'10". He's an insane talent. Absolutely insane. And so, for that reason, I would think that he's the most talented player, the best player that I have covered at Auburn. I've been at Auburn since 98, so that's not that long. And I didn't cover Chuck Barkley. I've interviewed Chuck Barkley and I've talked to Chuck Barkley. I really like him. And obviously I knew Chuck Person prior to him being sent out. And he's a terrific basketball player as well. I miss talking to him, honestly. I had a lot of fun talking to him. Because seriously, man, when I grew up, man, I was kind of a renegade myself, personally, as a teenager. And I always saw Chuck Person as a guy who was kind of a, renegade himself. When he was with the Pacers, and he kind of, he would fight people and be a dick, and he was good. He brought some toughness to the Pacers, and I loved talking to him about his matchups with Bird and all that kind of stuff. It was a lot of fun, and I miss talking to him. But it's just the way things go sometimes. Let's see. Chip says Kessler's dong won the game tonight. That's funny. Yeah. Let's see what else we got going on here. I don't understand what Patrick D says. Jabari has a limited game. I don't know what you mean by that. Jabari was mixing it up inside tonight on D. He's not an awesome defender. He's not bad. But yeah, he's a mess on the scoring end. He just tears them up all kinds of different ways. Yeah, he's really, really good. He's a terrific basketball player for sure. Oh, it wouldn't be a true brain drain if we didn't have D Lucky call in. So now we've got him. D Lucky, what's up, brother?
What's good, JG?
You is what's good. Glad to have you calling in, brother.
Man, it's been a great night.
Hell yeah, and it's Easterwood's birthday too.
It is. Happy birthday to a fellow Madison resident.
Yeah, the guy's a legend. I mean, you're a legend too.
Only the best for the best.
Just saying.
I mean, he lives in the GOAT, so I mean, got a lot going for him.
Wait, what about Montgomery, man?
You met his wife. You know the guy's doing well for himself.
She's a very, very attractive girl. I would agree with that.
Yeah.
This team is very attractive as well.
It is, man. It is funny. I have friends who come to me for every once in a while for a little feedback on putting some money into some games. They asked me about tonight's game and put a little bit on Auburn 8.5 and actually got it Auburn 7 at one point. And they got nervous. Text me like, "What did you do to me when we're down 14?" Ooh. I said, "Calm down. It's early."
That's a tough conversation right there, isn't it?
It wasn't for me though. That's the crazy thing. I looked on the bunker and I saw all the Chicken Littles. I want people to. I don't think people really understand. Stoltz did a great job with his article this week talking about appreciate this team for what it is. I don't know that people really read that and really took it to heart. This is a damn rolling ball of butcher knives, man. I mean, they will have spurts where they're not playing their best. They will never be out of a game. They just won't. They have the ability on defense to turn the other team over, to get stops. Mm-hmm. And then on offense, they can go on a 20-5 run.
They do it all the time.
It's not abnormal. It's not a spurt or just a one-time fluke, which is what they had with Ole Miss. Ole Miss could not miss a shot to start the game. Couldn't miss. That wasn't going to last. And once they settled down, they were good. It was. I hope people appreciate how good this team is every time they get out there in the court. That's all.
Pretty damn good. They're going to be number 2 or number 1 this week, which is rarefied air for the Auburn Tigers. That's for sure.
It is, and I think the last go round when it was Final Four team, I don't think it was as much of a front running team in this way because they just hadn't found themselves this early in the season. So by the time the run got started, it was way later. So that's why I think we got a team that you can appreciate the regular season run and every kind of interspersed part of the game throughout, and then I think the tournament run is going to be a story in and of itself. So I'm just excited for the season.
Yeah,
hopefully other folks take that to heart and enjoy the run.
That's what I'm talking about. I'm glad you. You're an older fella. You're not as old as I am, but you're an older fella, so you know when we get these moments, you got to savor them.
Absolutely. The sad thing for a lot of folks with 2010 and Cam is that with all the other nonsense that was going on, people just really didn't appreciate just the run. And it's like once it's over, you look back on it, it's just not as appreciable if you can go every night and see how good the team plays and how good they execute and get a win. And like I said, you're in the moment. So hopefully everybody else will be in the moment. Speaking of, that is my man Deezer 13. That is one of the things I've learned throughout this pandemic and Deezer and everything that he's about is I'm trying to be more in the moment and be more intentional about enjoying life itself. So hopefully more folks do exactly that. My man Hornatius, hopefully you are up and kicking. See you in the chat. Glad to see that. And I said, I know DQ Styles, he's going through some stuff himself. He's probably not a brain drainer, but he is a bunker member. So again, thoughts and prayers to that dude. He's had a rough 12 months, man. So if you're the praying type, he could absolutely use it.
Word. We'll be doing it.
When are you coming up here, man? I see you said you got a South Alabama thing kind of maybe lined up.
Yeah, hell yeah.
North Alabama piece.
Well, I love Madison. I had some good times. Although you and I had some good times in Huntsville as well. So
we did. I don't mind going to Huntsville.
I know.
I go over there. They got some good stuff in Huntsville.
That's true. So I probably got to go to Mobile first. Then I'm going to work my way up to North Alabama when it warms up a little bit.
Well, that's fine. Me and Mobile, we got a good thing going on.
I know you got some ties to Mobile too, so you like them both.
Exactly. So that's not a problem. I can meet you down there.
And you met us in Montgomery as well in December. We loved having you, man.
I'm seriously not joking. If my schedule works out, I will be happy to come down and hang out, man. I had a great time in Montgomery. This sounds like another great time, so I'm in.
All right, bro.
But Jeff, guest room's open in Madison whenever you get ready for that. So
appreciate that, man. All right, D Lucky.
Well, that's all I got.
Let's wrap it up there. Appreciate you, brother. Thanks for your support as always.
See you. Much love to you and the administrative assistant. Y'all take it easy.
All right, see you, man.
Yeah, man. Peace.
Bye. There he is, D Lucky. He's definitely on the Mount Rushmore of the Brain Drain and the AuburnSports.com world. The bunker, et cetera, et cetera. Bourbon Bowl jumps in with a super chat here late. Yes, great job with the drain tonight, JGT. Oh, got to give him one of those, bro. My tips are jacked for Bruce's boys. When do we erect the shirtless Bruce statue? Love you, bro. We don't deserve you. We deserve you, Bourbon Bowl. You're the guy. I would like, first of all, if we ever did that, we'd have to put Bruce Pearl statue. We'd have to put a tag behind that, like a flag behind it, to let you know that the statue of Bruce Pearl was in fact a statue of Bruce Pearl. Yeah, I would like to see that. I'd like to see the shirtless Bruce, like from the football game this year, where like he's standing next to Dylan and they're going off. I think it was great. Yeah, that's one of the great moments of Auburn, in my opinion. Brad E says Huntsville, ? WTF. Hey, man. We can't all be from Madison. I'm not from Madison. I'm in Montgomery. So I can't look down. I can't sit there and judge too much. Did I have a great time in Madison? I did. Did I have a good time in Huntsville? I did. Are there good people in Huntsville? Dob the Bombs in Huntsville. Huntsville Tigers in Huntsville. There's a rumor that Rice is in Huntsville. He's pretty cool, right? Josh the Cat, he's in Huntsville. And also, East, who's your buddy that I kept saying was laying the pipe? I don't think he was actually laying the pipe, but I forgot his name now. He doesn't post very much. It's disappointing. Brad E., the aforementioned Brad E., jumps in with a super chat here. Appreciate you, bro. Says, JGT, come to the Barn versus Tennessee Tech in Madison 8 March. Wait, what? Is that baseball? I don't know what that is. I don't know. I should know, but I don't. As he Chip says, I'm only Mississippi State drunk. It's Ole Miss week, bro. Or Ole Miss half week, I should say. Maybe we should probably wrap it up. I feel like we should probably wrap it up. This is the longest basketball brain drain we've ever done. Brad E says Auburn baseball. D Lucky says easy. Nobody thinks Rice is cool yet.
Sometimes it may be good, sometimes it may be shit.
Yeah, he's an acquired taste. Blake R says he's going to bed. Love you, JGT. Fellow brain drainers of Bunkers Ward. And go, hey, man, if Blake's out, I'm out. I'm fucking done. We love Blake. Listen, I'm going to bounce. Thank you to all of our outstanding folks who jumped. Oh, no, we got to take this call. This is coming in from Houston, Texas. Duff Diver, what's up, bro?
Oh, my man.
What is up, man? I am so stoked to have you on the horn, man.
Big win.
I was about to wrap up the show, but man, I can't turn away you calling in. I mean, you're an absolute stud.
Well, I appreciate it. I was about 20 minutes behind. I've been having to do a couple of different things, and so I wasn't sure if you were still running or not. But,
wait, what have you been doing that's more important than the brain drain, bro?
Oh, man. Nothing. Not a damn thing. But man, great win. It's great when Kessler gets to play. You know, he was a little bit more disciplined. It seemed the refs were a little more understanding of playing the paint. So that was nice.
Yeah, he was a beast tonight, man. He had 4 alley-oop dunks plus a bunch more. He was disgusting.
Couple lay-ins, and of course Jabari, 0 for 3 or 0 for 4 from behind the arc, and you just knew it was coming. And I think he hit 2 or 3 right there towards the end, and just maintained that distance. So
It's fucking Splash City is what it was.
That's it. Hey,
Dude.
how do you envision the NIL thing? I know most people think of it for football, but how do you envision it playing for basketball? And you see these Under Armour Jabari commercials. Is he already formally signed with them? Like, what's the situation there? If you know, and if you can, share.
You talking about Jabari specifically?
Yes.
I don't know about his situation specifically. I mean, I know that the Auburn NIL is in a process of kind of being overhauled a little bit, even though it hasn't really started yet. I don't really know how to explain it other than that. BP is in on it, and they're going to be paying a lot of attention to basketball. I can say that. But I can't really speak to like specific deals that they've done. I know this. I know Suni Lee has the best deal of any Auburn athlete, but it has nothing to do with Auburn NIL. She got her stuff negotiated by her own lawyers and shit. So, yeah, there's that.
That makes perfect
But it ain't like basketball is kind of out in the cold, bro. They're not. These people know what time it is with basketball too, so they're gonna get what they need.
That's good. Well,
no doubt.
I'm interested. I was interested with Under Armour putting out those little short films on Jabari. I assume there's some formal relationship there, but I hadn't heard anything about it.
I would imagine.
We need to get to the point. We need to see where, we need to get and follow Texas suit as quickly as possible, I suppose, and get these linemen paid on offensive linemen specifically. The deal they have, I think it's $50,000 per scholarship offensive lineman.
That's right.
I mean, that's strong.
Yeah, it is.
That's one way that we can help, change the dynamic without a doubt. But I was listening to the Kentucky game. It's going to be a pretty good time in Auburn Arena, huh?
Hell yeah, man! Are you going to be there?
I unfortunately I am not. Normally during the week I'm traveling, and so I can make some things happen. I'm going to do Arkansas. I'm going to go to Tennessee. But no, I won't be there, unfortunately. For that.
Damn.
But,
I know you live a few miles away.
Hope like hell. I hope we can get that W, though. That'll be a huge win. No doubt about it.
Absolutely. We got to do a show for that, no doubt.
Well, man, hey, appreciate you as always. I was a little bit worried with how late it was that we weren't going to get a drain in, but as usual, my man Jay Jizzle comes through and gives the people what they want.
Hell yes. Hey man, we got to hook up on the Warzone. I feel like your shit disappeared when you went over to PS5 or whatever.
Yeah, you just text me. Just text me.
Well, I know we've been working on it. All right, bro.
We'll get it done.
Yeah, all right.
All right, my man.
See you, bro.
Later.
There he is, Duff Diver. Tremendous caller, tremendous brain drainer, tremendous bunk. I also play Warzone with him. I did not know him until I hooked up with him on the bunker or whatever, But he and I are very, we play well together on Warzone. Let's put it that way. I also play a fat crack on Warzone too, some when I see him around and stuff. Let's see. Russell S says, JG making more money tonight than I made all year. Keep lamping, homie. Yo, it ain't like that. We take this money and push it into stuff that we do for the site. So it ain't like JG's going to fucking Punta Cana on this. In fact, I'm about to hook up. Y'all don't tell anybody, but I got BMAT. I'm hooking BMAT up with some stuff. So it's all good. We do stuff for the other folks. Solo Tigre says, are you going to let this guy call you Jay Jizzle? He called me Jay Jizzle. Jizzle. Gizzle. Jay Jizzle is what he called me. not Jism. little subtle difference there. Brad says, Ms. Easterwood. Wow, I feel bad. I didn't know she was listening. She's not listening, is she? No, she's not. Because me and D Lucky were talking about her being hot earlier. That'd be weird if she was listening. Miss Easterwood wants to see Suni Lee despite her Bama grad status. We did know she was a Bama fan. Bama grad. She doesn't make if you're talking to her, you're knowing what time it is. That's for show. Brad East has put the money in the Stoltz mute button. That reminds me of the mean tweet very early on in the when homegirl. When was it Jimmy was doing the mean tweets very early on, and Selena Gomez is on there, and she goes, "Oh look, it's Selena Gomez on the radio. Is there a volume lower than mute?" Sorry. And then it made me think of what you just said about Stoltz. We should put him on mute. JGT, Chip says, JGT should be getting real bourbon with all these chat monies. What's wrong with Blue Note? That's real? But I understand what you're saying. I'm working on it. No, I'll probably wrap it up there for reals. Appreciate all the outstanding support we got tonight. Patrick D was insane. Mobile Alum was insane. Stu Pup came through again. Fat Crack was here as well. Chip was here as well. D Lucky called in and super chatted. I mean, we got so many absolute legends. CDF, Duff Diver was in as well. Everybody's good. Oh, Easterwood jumped in as well, among others. Appreciate all you guys. Blake R jumped in as well. War Eagle 00008 jumped in as well. Hornatius. Brady says I got to take a shot before I go. I'm not doing that. I just took a shot for your birthday, bro, when I had Duff Diver on the horn. What happens is I get too hot. I get too loaded. I didn't even want to drink tonight, but I drank because y'all. Because I love you guys. AU Mike 38 says great show. Appreciate y'all. Well, you said awesome show anyway. So, seriously, schedule-wise, we got to talk about this. So the Georgia game midweek is 8 o'clock Central Time tip. I don't think we're going to do that one, yo. Because that's going to be like an 11 o'clock Central show and then a midnight Eastern Time show. It's probably too late, but we are 100% in on the UK game because that's an absolute showdown. So we'll figure out how we're going to do that. For the UK game, somebody had come up with the idea maybe a halftime. We go at halftime and we kind of pick it up after that, or maybe we just go live right after the game. I don't know what the solution to that is, but we'll kind of think it through as the week goes on. But yeah, appreciate you guys. We will continue to bring it on the bunker and coverage at auburnsports.com. If you guys are not members, you need to be. AU Mike 38 says we have become enablers. Sorry for your liver, JG. Our fault. I will drink some liquid IV tonight. That is absolutely for sure. Just to kind of make sure that I'm good tomorrow. I don't even know what to do now that the Raiders are out, but we'll worry about that later. All right, guys, we're going to wrap. We're going to bounce. Oh, it says Georgia's a home game. I knew that. Did I say yeah, Georgia? Hope I didn't. Anyway. Peace out. Love you guys. Make great decisions out there and, enjoy this season. Just like D Lucky was saying. Got to live it. This is a great team. And they're going to whoop ass. They're going to whoop a lot of ass. So enjoy it while it lasts. Appreciate you guys. See you guys on the rundown Tuesday. Until then, keep your feet on the ground. Keep reaching for the stars. Love you guys. Peace.